What is going on, everybody? And welcome in to episode number 33 of the Pre-Patch Podcast. I hope that you're enjoying your time and just want to say let's have a quiet and relaxing evening.
No.
Fuck that.
Okay, well, I tried. All right. Welcome to the fucking episode number 33 of the Pre-Patch Podcast.
Woo!
What's going on, everybody? How are you guys doing? I tried to do some ASMR for you guys, but I got voted down. Oh,
Is that
heck yeah.
is that your scruffle? Is it your like?
Yeah, that's my bird.
That was fucking weird, man. Don't
Yeah.
do that ever again, please. That was fucking. That was weird, bro.
Can I like? I don't know.
Oh, I have
Please
a loud
stop.
golf. Oh wait,
Please
Yeah,
stop.
you're-
Please
you
stop.
don't even- you
Please
don't even
stop.
keep,
Please
like-
stop. Oh god.
I don't think my mic picked that one up.
There goes our
we're gonna-
viewer.
Yeah, we lost all of our viewers.
Anyways, yeah.
Anyway, welcome everyone to episode number 33 of the Pre-Patch Podcast. We're back this week. This time, dude, this one felt like it was a long time. This one, for whatever reason,
Not for me, man. I thought we literally did it last week, man.
yeah, I don't know. It was crazy for me. It felt like it was four fucking
It's because nothing goddamn happened.
Because nothing happened, and you
Yeah.
haven't played video games in like 2 weeks.
Yeah, no, that's true. If you guys haven't noticed, obviously I'm sure, but if you weren't here last week, you haven't followed me on Twitter or kind of kept up with updates on stuff like that. I've taken a kind of quote unquote hiatus from streaming at the moment to focus in on some schooling and real estate stuff, getting that stuff taken care of. But I'm almost done. Literally, I've got to take my practice exam, and I can take my regular exam, and I'm done, and I'll be back in commission. So and back at it, streaming like crazy. I miss it. I really do. I've watched a couple of my streams and watching you guys stream, and I've missed the shit out of it. What the hell
He's
was
up.
that? I'm doing aerobics over here. But in any case, we've Scruffy's been streaming, Bill's been streaming, Enigma's been modding and doing his
No,
the
as
Enigma-
if.
the Enigma thing.
I don't ever mod. What are you
Exactly.
talking about?
No, Nigma doesn't mod.
I'm a terrible mod.
Yeah, no, it still felt, I don't know, man. It's still, I know like not a lot necessarily happened, but it still felt like it was a fucking long 2 weeks. Maybe
No, I
because,
get
like,
that.
I've been staring at a screen taking tests for fucking and like studying.
Yeah.
You've been having
That'll
a real
do
good
it to you.
time, haven't you?
Oh god, dude, I miss it so much. But yeah. Anyway, yeah, no, it's time, right? We not a lot of stuff happened, but we have, like 7 to 8 things to talk
Still
about.
got some good stuff to talk about.
Yeah, there's,
Fill
there's
it up.
definitely some things there, and if it gives us times to be able to rant. You know what I mean? This gives us time to be able to
Or to derail, which has been a very common thing lately.
So as always, you guys can join us live. We do these things every other Thursday, right here on Twitch and YouTube. Whether you're on my channel over here on the tubes, or that's YouTube's, by the way. That's not any
Not the other
lube
tube. Yeah.
not
Whoa, whoa.
not the. I think you can say boob, right? I don't think you just can't say.
No,
the
I
other
don't know. I don't know what you can say anymore. Honestly,
I'm gonna say boob regardless. so fuck that.
everything's getting
Today.
banned, dude.
Yep. But that's what we should. No, we already have that. Never mind. All right. But yeah, whether you're here over on YouTube on my end, whether you're over at Scruffy's channel on Twitch or Bill's channel on Twitch, you can catch us live. Be part of our chat. We have chat open so we can talk to you guys. And then if you do miss some part of the show, or if you miss any part of the show, then you can go back and catch us up on Spotify, podcast, and all of the channels will get you the link to the show, whether you want to watch it on YouTube or if you want it on Spotify. So yeah, go check us out. We should be, if not all the way up to date, pretty damn close to up to date.
We need one of us, me or Bill, to go to like Leamish, and then like Enigma go to like Beam, or I mean, wait, Mixer. No, I mean, oh shit, wait, that's what else is there? D Live. Enigma can go to D Live.
Wait, what's the other one though?
I'm
The
gonna
one,
go to what's it called? The
shit,
Brime.
Prime.
Brime.
Yeah, we're gonna
Oh
to
yeah,
Prime.
go to Brime.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go to Brime time, boys.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And we'll have all the platforms covered.
Yep, there you go. Well, in covering platforms, if you guys are new to the channel, we always start off with one topic and one topic only. It's our first topic that we always talk about. If you guys are, vets of the podcast, then you know damn good and well what we're about to talk about. We always kick it off with Twitch and YouTube drama. And I need a button, man. I need to get a sound button that's like wop, 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 or some kind of like it's just a noise for this. But
Yeah.
you know, this one actually is something that's actually both cross. I thought it was only solely on Twitch, but I actually found it on YouTube as well. That is becoming an issue. And this is the hot tub streams. And this
Listen,
was
there's naked yoga on YouTube. I don't think hot tubs
yeah,
are the issue.
Yeah.
yeah, it's not as much of an issue, but it's still a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't want to, just be like, oh, it's only on Twitch.
No,
'cause
no,
it
for
is-
sure.
It's more. It's different on Twitch. YouTube's
yeah, it's different
YouTube's
on
had
Twitch.
some stuff.
Twitch
Twitch
is
hot
right-
tub parties just hit different. You know what I'm saying?
they are just
Amen.
right- like it is just I don't know. It's like right up in front, and I think also too because YouTube has like you have to pick like a what is it called what is the little image? What the fuck? Like the
Thumbnail?
the thumbnail. Thank you. The thumbnail image. On YouTube or on Twitch, it'll just pick whatever. And I swear to God, somebody like there is some horny bastard that is just sitting there waiting for the moment to like click the right thumbnail. Because I go through like all like normal streams, you see the thumbnail with the guys like this, right? Or just like way out, like it's just they're not even playing the game that they're in the category of, but like somehow it clipped that. Every single hot tub stream I've gone to, it's always like the girl perfectly arched with her back, like right there, like just catching the crack. I'm like, dude, what the fuck, man?
They
But
probably made something specifically for that to catch those thumbnails. I wouldn't
yeah,
be surprised.
this is so if you're not familiar with what we're talking about, obviously it's pretty self-explanatory, but for I don't even know where this came from. Like I know there were streams of people in hot tubs. Like I've seen that before. I've seen like the streams of people at the beach, like or whatever else, and in the water, IRL streams, whatever. I don't know who and where and at what point someone was like, I'm gonna get an inflatable fucking kiddie pool and I'm gonna bring it upstairs and I'll put it in my room and I'm just gonna wear underwear and then I'm gonna say it's a hot tub stream and then I'm gonna draw on my and I'm also gonna get an inflatable banana and put it, just inconspicuously in between my legs. Like I, I don't know,
Yeah.
man. But this is now a thing. Like this is where we're at. And it's like I saw very large streamers getting pretty pissed off about this. And I kind of wanted to get your guys' take on it. I mean, I think we've all talked about this at length, at
I think
nauseam.
we brought it up
We-
lightly last week, but
We did kind of get into it last week with the whole like idea of people thinking that these streamers are taking other streamers viewers, and I think my take was like I really don't care, like they can do it if they want.
I don't think it's taking anybody's viewers, but
No, I mean like we said, like they're not taking anyone's viewers because if they don't stream, if they stop streaming, those viewers they're not going to go to any other place. They're probably
gonna
just going to find
they're gonna go
another
to you.
streamer.
They're absolutely gonna go watch you and Bill play video games.
They unless I strip down and get in a hot tub, they were not going to be watching me.
Hey, man, Bill, bro.
I'm not gonna lie, man. Not gonna lie. Fucking Scruffy's got the body for a hot tub stream. Just saying.
Well, I think
All right,
Bill's
man.
got the
All
baby
right.
for it, man. It's the Tentacrew. I mean, he's
Yo,
already in a tank
Bill,
top.
You could
Bill
really
looking,
sell
looking
it.
a little
You
Bill
could
looking
have.
a little glistening, got some of that body oil going on,
I'm just saying,
Mhm.
you could have like a little octopus over in the corner. You know what I mean? Just kind of like
There's a market for that.
nah, get that shit in the tub.
I mean, hey,
You-
can it be, as long as it's a hot tub, who gives a shit? There you go. But no, I don't care about the fact of like it going to other people's streams. I just think it's one of the things where like it's obviously a fine line here where it's like they're finding a loophole, they're using this loophole to I don't even care about the fucking hot tub thing, but I think it's like the fact of like what they're wearing because there was a pretty big streamer, American Dad. I love him to death. That dude, like he ended up getting and he was like, fuck it, if they're gonna be able to wear like thongs and shit like that and just basically show everything off, he's like, I'm gonna do the same thing. So like he legitimately got up like a hot tub, has a hose piped into his room, shooting into it, and he's in a thong, and he's just like in a thong back.
Yeah.
And he's like, screw it, like if they're gonna do it, I'm gonna do it. And it's hilarious. But he made the point. He's like, my issue with it is the fact that they are breaking TOS when it comes to what you're allowed to wear. Like that is a direct violation of clothing and things of that nature.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and it's like it's just not being regulated. Like no one gives a shit. It's just like, okay, fuck it. And I mean, at this point of just no fuckery given, like why not? That like I think we're all kind of in the same boat of just being like Twitch, just fucking let it, just fucking go create the corn section
Yeah.
of Twitch and let it go, man. Just like why keep doing this?
I mean, Twitch has always played that like double-edged sword when it comes to this, because like honestly, there was a time, like it was a couple years ago now, but there was a streamer, a female, who got banned because she was changing, and she thought she was off camera. You know, she closed the door and
That was,
everything.
well, I know who you're
Yeah,
talking
yeah,
about.
exactly. And she got banned because she accidentally changed, you know, a little bit on camera into underwear and stuff. But like, where do you draw the line from underwear to a, you know, full on bathing suit in a hot tub, seeing everything? Like,
Yeah. It's not, I mean, again, man,
it's
some of this stuff that like, and again, if you take each element of it, not a big deal. You take the element of like hot tub, who cares? You take the element of like, the female in a tank in a two piece. Okay. The underwear thing, like, yeah, like going down like the suggest like because again, man, I'm telling you, like some of the stuff that I've watched and saw clips of, like, dude,
they know what they're doing.
the littlest of bikinis you could like legally get away with without basically just being nude.
Yeah.
Then it's like, oh, they're writing on themselves. And then when like one of them I saw was like writing on myself, writing on my face, and then one of them was like suggestively pouring a certain substance on their body and face to make it seem like a certain substance. I mean, like at that point, I'm just like, where the fuck are we at with this? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. And then like again, the suggestive blow-ups that are in the fucking picture,
Yeah.
and like they're like essentially, straddling. I'm just like, man, this is whew, we are going down that path, boys. Um, and the thing about that's crazy is there's no requirement on there for it to be 18 plus. Like, you know what I mean? Like there's no requirement there. You could still classify that as a family friendly stream.
Dude, my stream's 18 plus, and you want to see me stripping? Now all I do is swear.
Yeah. So I don't know, it's kind of nutty.
Yeah.
Yeah. Any thoughts,
I don't know.
opinions here?
It's kind of like beating a dead horse. I think
Yeah.
we've talked about it a certain amount of times, but yeah, I'm kind of of the same opinion. I said it last week when we were talking about it, that they just need to bite the bullet and just say, okay, well, either there's a section of it of Twitch for it, how
Yeah,
they have
just
the 18 plus, and then they
just
have
make
the
an NSFW.
yeah,
channel
Yeah.
they
and
have
call it a day.
they have the IRL. They just need to have an NSFW chat channel for this kind of shit.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, like, let's be real. Twitch
You
hasn't been about gaming in so many years now. It's been,
yeah.
you know,
Twitch has become a multi-streaming,
Yeah.
like a multi-streaming topic platform. It's not just gaming streams anymore.
Yeah.
And that's fine. That is what it is. Like we've been saying, it's not like any of the people that are going to the IRL section are going to be hopping in to any of our sections or vice versa. It's is what it is. It's accountability and needing to have things properly labeled. If we're going to allow this kind of stuff to go through, it just needs to be properly labeled so that
Well,
people know what
the
they're getting
one.
into. And it's mainly about protecting kids because it was and still is known
Well,
as a
see,
gaming site.
that I have
Yeah.
to disagree with, though. That I have to disagree with, because talking Luft in the chat is talking about how they couldn't do an NSFW because of advertisements. That has nothing to fucking do with it. I have seen advertisements on family friendly content for fucking condoms, for Coors Lights,
Oh, God.
for fucking it has nothing to do with advertisements. Fucking Twitch is fucking okay with advertising whatever the fuck they want to on anybody's channel, as long as it makes them money.
Yeah.
The only reason
Trojan,
the reason
Manscaped.
yeah, the reason why they don't do it is just
Yeah,
simply
man.
because
That's what I'm asking.
I personally think that they make more money off of it. Honestly, I think that they make more money off of it being a scandalous thing. Like, oh, I'm watching a half naked lady.
And what
Oh,
are
I
you
hope
doing
Twitch
to your
doesn't get me in trouble.
bipod right now? Your mic arm, you were
Oh,
like you were doing something to it.
sorry. I was cleaning some shit off.
Stop stroking your,
Right,
your
right,
mic.
right. He's thinking about the
Oh,
18 plus chat.
Yeah.
The moan
There's
zone.
There was some I can't prove it, but there was dust right here. I was like, I gotta get that cleaned up. Happened to be like,
Sid was
alright.
thinking about the moan zone. I know. I see
Yeah.
how it is, bro.
Yep.
That was it. Yeah. Well, so here's what I'll say, right? I want everybody in chat that's here right now and for you four, I want you to keep in mind what we just kind of hit on, right? The fact that Twitch is, one there. I think it's an identity crisis of them being like, oh, we're not gaming, we are gaming, we not gaming, they changed the Prime thing to fucking like gaming something, like
Prime Gaming, yeah.
yeah, Prime Gaming or something, um, or whatever. So like they, are you guys losing me?
No,
Oh no, but your stream did just go down for me.
Why is it's reconnecting? All right, there we go. I don't know what's being fucking weird.
Probably from
Anyway,
you jacking off your mic arm.
yep, that was
yep, they got you.
that was it.
YouTube was like, shut him down.
So
Get him in
anyway,
the moan zone out of here.
um, so the identity crisis that's Twitch, right? Like they're gaming, they're not gaming, they're all of that. I want to keep that in mind, right? And I also too like the reality of what Twitch is Twitch is a live streaming with a heavily focus on gaming, right?
Yeah.
Keep that in mind for what we're going to talk about.
I mean, that's what it was built on. That's what JTV was built on.
Oh no, JTV was
JTV was more like what Twitch is right now.
Yeah,
JTV
I
was
thought
just kind of a
JTV
hodgepodge
was
of
the
everything.
idea of like having a gaming live stream. Like,
no, gamers picked
No.
up on it, but JTV used to be like the fucking.
That's why.
Okay, I
That's
think
why
I had
they
it mixed
went to
around.
Twitch.
Okay,
That's why they went to Twitch, is because gaming was more profitable for them than just
so
kind of
they
having a
wanted to change
hodgepodge
it.
of everything.
Gotcha.
Exactly, and that's why when I was talking last week, when we were talking about how, it was supposed to be a gaming focused,
Mhm.
streaming platform, they've suddenly turned it into this.
They've gone
again,
back
just
to
this
their roots.
hodgepodge.
Yeah.
They've gone back to whatever it was before.
Yeah.
So just keep that there. Keep that in mind, guys, because we're going to bring up something at the very end of the show that I do want to hit on and I do want to talk about, that has to do with this, right? Yeah. Moving on, is what we've been playing. And I actually have some new stuff to talk about as well. I know that I have taken time off of streaming, but I have taken a couple breaks and played some video games, and I've actually played a couple new games.
I gotta eat crow at some point.
Yeah, and I'm excited about that one.
Technically, I do too.
I'm
Yeah.
excited.
Yeah,
technically
Bill
Bill
has
does
some
too.
new stuff. I don't.
Hey, said it was right. Woo!
I mean, I wouldn't say you were right.
Shut up.
More
We'll,
correct than
we'll,
you
we'll,
were
we'll, we'll
wrong,
get
but-
into it.
Oh,
What's
boy.
what's going on?
Moment in the sun. Yeah. So we wanted to start off with that, or do we want to?
We can go for it.
Yeah.
Okay. So I wasn't saying I was the only sole supporter, because I still was like hesitant, and I still am standing by it. And I think that we can all agree that $60 is a fucking hard pill to still swallow for this game. But Outriders, is what I said on the last show, was that it's enjoyable. There's a lot that is enjoyable about this game. There's glaringly things that are fucking wrong, but there are a lot that's actually still very enjoyable. I was met with not attrition, but I was met with some dismay, a little bit of like, or whatever. So I turn it over to you guys. Go ahead, have at it. Whichever one of you wants to.
I mean,
first.
I'll start us off, since
Yeah.
I'm the one that has played it.
I haven't even played it, or I really haven't even watched much of it, to be honest.
So I will say 100% not worth fucking $60 at all. Period. Nothing. It's not worth $60 at all in its current state. And even if they push the updates that they want to be pushed, it's a competent shooter. It's a competent looter shooter. It does some things right, but it does some things, like you said, glaringly wrong. It's some things, there's terrible experiences inside of it. But fundamentally, I got it bought for me by a buddy. He bought it to play with another one of my the guys that I play with for my Milsim group, and was like, hey, if I purchase this for you, would you play it now? And before I even got out the fucking word,
He's got a sugar daddy.
I had a gift in my, Steam inbox.
I know I am. I got one
So,
too.
Pushing that forward, I did get it gifted to me, so it kind of helps with the sting of the actual eating of the crow, because I'm like, at least I didn't pay $60 for it. But yeah, it's fun. I mean, I will say it's an extremely fun game. Like, it's not bad. They do the things that they do right, like the power game and the shut the fuck up.
All right, keep going.
And the things that they do right,
Year old.
like the shooting and the looting and everything like that, and the builds are extremely well done. Personally, in my opinion, I think that they did a very good job with their modding system, where it's like you can remove mods from other weapons and kind of build your own modded weapon. That's a very unique thing that I haven't seen in a lot of looter shooters as of late, right? Kind of being able to build your own build from the ground up, more or less. The one thing I will say for it is that I think the actual classes are extremely ununique. Like between each other, they all pretty much have the same abilities, with varying different degrees of differences in some cases. But for the most part, three out of the
Which
four classes have the same, pretty much the same abilities, which is like the elemental bullets and the AOE's and all that shit. It's all pretty much the same, just reskinned abilities.
I think the Technomancer, I think it's probably the most unique out of the bunch. If I had
I
to,
mean, even the Technomancer still has this like copy paste abilities from
or
some
would
of
you
the
say
other
the
ones.
Trickster is more unique than the rest?
I would say the Trickster. Oh, I would honestly say that the
I think
Devastator is
just by the
probably the
time
most unique.
manipulation thing in general with the Trickster
Yeah.
kind of makes it a little bit
See,
more
I don't.
unique in that, because everything else just seems like, okay, you have an ability that's a AoE in front of you, you do damage. There's another one where you do a movement and it does one of like three things, and then
No.
you have like your ult move, which is like big AoE or
So does
whatever.
because the little bit I've played with Enigma, but then also I've watched. I mean, because I am playing a trickster, so obviously I think that's like the one class that everyone says
Are
is
you going the blender build?
no, I'm not doing the spin to win kind of
Okay.
stuff. So I actually I played a little bit over the last 2 weeks and thought I had a build set up that was kind of what I was just gonna run through, and then ended up having to like I kind of just changed it because I was having this rough time with the fight, right? Like I was just over and over and over again, man. Like I just could not get behind like the way to beat that fight with that build, and it could be done. And that's what I'll say. Like the game, I think does a good job. Is like you can continue to pound yourself against the wall if you really want to figure out how to like puzzle solve this kill room. What I think the game doesn't do well, and I talked about this last time, is like this is still very much Xbox 360 style. We're gonna create a kill room bowl. You're gonna go into the kill room. You're gonna go. It's a puzzle.
Yeah.
Figure out how to kill these people, and then you're gonna have a hallway, if that, and then into another bowl, right? And like it's kind of reminds me of Gears of War one before they figured out like how to do like properly like have that.
Yeah,
Pace.
but the fun parts of Gears of War one, like that's one thing.
Yeah,
One
yeah,
thing I will
yeah.
say is that like it does
They're
bring me
kill
back
rooms,
to
but
like the
they're
old
fun kill
school.
rooms.
It
Oh
does
yeah.
bring me back to like the old school Gears, to the point of like I've picked up a shotgun build on my pyromancer, and I literally do the same shit that I did in Gears one War, or Gears of War one, where you just rush people and fucking shoot them, just like face first.
Right. No, absolutely. Well, and again, I'm not saying what I'm saying is like the way that they design their kill rooms.
Yeah,
Like Gears of War 2 is when they started to open it up more, like there were a lot more open world pathing and like you could go in different directions and it wasn't
yeah,
just
for
kind
sure.
of like getting into a room, kill the entire fucking area. And actually what I will say is that Gears 1 and this, like the difference there is because of the abilities and especially of like getting around, moving. Like if you play it like Gears, it's in the sense of like the cover. The cover is not there for you. The cover is actually there for the fucking enemies. Like in the reality, if you look at like
Yeah.
especially as playing a trickster, like
Well,
your whole
depending on what you play, yeah. Like
right,
the trickster is one of the ones that you can kind of run around, run and gun as much as you want to. But like the pyromancer, you can't do that. Like because the pyromancer's abilities, you don't actually obtain health back until you've killed something with your ability. So whenever the pyromancer like lands an ability on something, they get a burn proc, right? They get an action proc, and the only way for you to obtain health back on that, unless you have a like a life leech on your weapons, is to kill those people that have been marked
see,
with your pyro ability.
that's one of the things I don't like, and I wish they would allow you to change. Like per your character base, because like as a trickster, I only get health back if I am killing somebody close range.
Yeah,
That's the only way that I get health back. Unless you build life leech, unless you build like shot like like one of the things I like about the guns, and like you were talking about it when you add your mods, but like you can go in there and add mods that really do change the way the gun works in a sense of like, okay, cool. This is
I mean, you can go in there and add mods that change how your entire class works. To be completely honest,
you
like
can,
they
but
do
like
have
I
some
can't
very good
change.
mods.
I still can't change the fact that the way that I gain health back the
Yeah,
fastest is just getting in there and doing a bunch of like close range damage.
100%. Yeah,
You know, so I wish that they could alter that. But what I'll say about it is, like you said, from a mod perspective and a gun perspective, and I'll tell you right now, the demo does zero justice for this game.
demo did terrible for
It
that
it,
game. Yeah,
it is
100%. It was the most. I think that they should have just not even fucking released the demo instead,
yeah.
or just repurposed that demo
I
and made
agree.
it to where it was nothing to do with the storyline. It was just like 2 or 3 kill rooms.
Or
That's all you got.
give you the fact of like at least give you, I think, the modding. I think they should have at
Yeah,
least give you a little bit of taste of
yeah.
that
I think
modding.
that would
Oh
have been the
yeah.
better
Yeah.
option
I
for
mean, the
sure.
Because
demo steered a lot of people away, and it even probably steered you guys away, right? If not for
oh,
like
if I had
getting,
100% for
if I
me.
had not
Yeah,
gotten it for free, I would have not. I
yeah,
would have not had
same.
this.
you would have
Yeah.
never known. Yeah,
I still don't own the game.
yeah. I mean, same here. I'm in your boat too. So
I mean, and again, $60 is a fucking hefty price tag. If you own it, if you Xbox Game Pass, but not on
not
PC,
on PC. Yeah,
you can play it, which that's a great
That's
deal. I mean,
that's one of the bigger things that I think hurt them as well is them for some reason. I still have no fucking idea why they chose to do it this way, but to only release it on Xbox consoles on the Game Pass, it makes
I heard
no
it was a
fucking
Steam
sense.
issue, but I don't know.
I
I
think
mean,
that's
if it's a Steam issue, I don't understand how we have other games that are on the Game Pass
yeah.
but are
yeah.
still on Steam. Like it doesn't make any sense to me. It really
Like I'm
doesn't.
pretty sure Grounded debuted on both.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's not. I mean, again, $60 is way out of the park, price wise for this.
yeah,
You know, I think it's an enjoyable experience. It is fun. It's some of the most fun I've had in a looter shooter in a long time.
Oh yeah.
And the it scratches such an itch with that build variety. Because even now logging in, I'm still finding new ways to build stuff, new
yeah.
ways to change stuff, and you know, my thing is you play through it solo and you build a certain way, but then as soon as Enigma jumped in, he immediately was like, "Man, I wish somebody had bleed." I think we were playing and we were like, "Hey, I wish somebody
Yeah.
had bleed or burn because I have stuff that procs off that." And I was like, "All right, cool. Let me go change some of my build real quick." And it's the downside to the build changing thing is like I wish that they'd allow you to do it a little bit like not on the
More
fly, but a
fluidly.
little bit
Yeah.
easier because like you got to back all the way out to an area, then you got to go find this one dude, then you got to talk to him, then you got to like change all this shit
Don't.
or whatever.
Oh
Well,
yeah.
that's the story
One
of that game though, is how
my
disjointed everything feels.
Yeah.
one of my biggest complaints, and I have a few, but one of my biggest complaints is their map. Right, their map is
Their
terrible.
map is terrible.
Map is fucking terrible. Like being able to see where you are, the basics of any kind of like in-game map. You know, usually you have an actual like icon on the map of where you're at. You have no fucking clue where you're at on that map. You
Yeah,
pull up the map and
we got
you're just
lost.
guessing.
Like we got lost in an area. I'm not kidding you. That was 2 rooms apart.
Yeah,
Me
it's
and
fucking
Amy were like,
ridiculous, dude.
where are you going? Which way are you going? We're like, I don't know. Where are you at? And I'm like, I have no idea. I
There's
can't tell. There's no fucking way.
there's no compass, so there's no actual way of like telling if you're north, south, east, or west. Their mini map has no actual indications as to where you're at on that map either.
Yeah.
So it's just one of those things where it's like I think they could have done a lot better with the map just by adding in an indicator where you are on the fucking map.
It sounds like they're
It would've
lacking a
been
lot of
easier.
quality of life features in the game.
Oh, 100%.
The next biggest thing that I have a problem with is the amount of loading scenes, like
Oh,
cutscenes.
Jesus Christ, dude.
There's legit. I shit you not, and I wish I was joking. There is a loading scene for you to jump across a fucking bridge just to get into another loading scene,
Jeez.
Or
How many-
break
we were-
down
how
like a barrier
or break down
open
a barrier.
door.
And I
or
know
open a door or go through a crack in a wall. There's a fucking loading scene for every
Here's-
one of them. And it would be
crazy
one of
part-
those things. Wait, hold on. It'd be one of those things if like the animations were good, but they're not even that great of animation.
Here's the thing about it though. The thing about it's not a load. Like a lot of people like put those loading screens in because they're buffer zones to be able to load the
Yeah.
next area. That's not what this is.
It's
because
not a
you
loading scene technically. Yeah.
you can skip the whole fucking thing. You can just hit escape and skip it. Like if I can just skip this, and I'm not kidding you, me and Enigma went through from one area from that same 2 section area, 4 different loading screens.
jeez.
Yeah.
4 different fucking
And
loading
they just threw
screens.
it in there just because Like
I
no
don't know
reason.
why it's there. There's no telling. There's no visible thing that I can understand.
I
as to why
personally think that the reason why they add those loading screens in was to make sure that you could see the character animations. And like I said again, the animation wasn't even that great. It's like
Yeah,
you
it's
hop
not
like a
that.
3 feet jump, and your dude's like, "Huh!"
Yeah, it's not it's not good.
Yeah.
And
My
one thing in the chat, I see one of the guys in your chat, Billy, Gaming Medic, is talking about the
Mhm.
difficulty. The one thing that I found out with the difficulty ratings, right, the tiers for the world ratings, right, there's no reason to do it. You don't get extra experience. The most that you get is better loot drops. But even then, when you're going through the entire campaign, there is literally no reason to do it, considering all of that gear that you're getting through the campaign is going to get thrown out.
Yeah, I don't know. I even though there's no point, I know there's no point to it. I still can't. I
No,
still
then that's one.
to me
That is one thing. The
the
difficulty
cocky
rating
way that
is
they
there for
tell
a
you,
reason.
the cockiness of that they come on and they're like, "Are you having trouble? You know you can back it down." It's like, "Fuck
Yeah.
you, motherfucker!" Like, no, I'm not backing this
Yeah,
down, asshole.
that's one thing that I found out or very early on in the game is that like making things more difficult for myself really didn't have a reward. There was no reward for going to the next tier of difficulty. If I got on a difficulty that was like, okay, this is mildly hard, I'm probably gonna, I'm having a little bit of difficulty with this, but I'm still able to clear shit. There was no reason to go past that until end game, until after you'd done all your missions and you can completely completed out all the storyline missions. At that point, then there was a reason because you were getting better gear drops.
I have
Right.
heard though, like the game is difficult though. Like for people who
It is
like a
difficult.
challenge,
It hits a spike
a
It is
lot
very
of
difficult.
times I've heard it from
at
solo
like level
players,
Right,
12.
right
especially.
about 9.
Yeah.
Right about tier 9, it goes from like being okay, this is a little hard to holy fuck, what the hell happened?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why are these things killing me so quickly? It really does have a
Yeah.
huge spike right about there, right around tier 8 or tier 9.
Do you all think that is due to how poorly a lot of the classes are balanced right now?
Right. I was gonna say they
Uh,
did do that nerf
No,
too.
no,
no, I don't think it has anything to do with the balance of the classes. I think it's more just to
Okay.
do with that they wanted to give you
And
just
but
like a huge spike on that.
Yeah.
that, and I
okay.
think also I think it tries to push the idea because of playing with other people because the game like legitimately as soon as you sign in, like it's like, hey, you're in a lobby, invite friends, even though this is not a game. It's not
It's not a game
officially
as a service.
quote unquote game as a service. They still have yet to come out and like they confirmed it, but they're like, but if we see a need for it, like, and I think that's off the back of Square Enix being like, do not call us game of the service because look at what happened with Avengers and we fucked that up, like
Yeah.
whatever. But
Yeah.
anyway, it is a game as a service, whether they like it or not. That's what this thing is. But I think that's the whole thing is like they're kind of pushing to say, hey, you're at a power spike. Try playing with friends. Like try adding more
Yeah.
people into it. And
Well,
like,
and the downside to that is that up until about 2 days ago, I think it was like 2 days yesterday or the day before that, there was a major glitch in the game that if you played with friends, if you played online, you had a very high chance of getting your entire inventory deleted,
yeah,
including what you had on your character.
so they came out with a thing today, and I guess there's
Yikes.
a patch that like fixed it. But like
Yeah,
anybody that
yeah,
had their
they finally
inventory,
fixed it.
but anybody that but so they fixed it. But they also, in my opinion, at least they made good on the fact they said
They
anybody
did.
that had their inventory wiped gets it's like a weapon
God
with a
tier
god
roll.
roll, like a god
Yeah,
roll.
you get god tier rerolls of whatever you had on.
That's
So
good
they
at
fixed
least.
it. They did 100%. I good on them for fixing it. But the fact of the matter is that it's still for
Oh,
a
it's still
solid week and a
again.
half to 2 weeks. There was people that were like, I was afraid to play with people just for the fact that I was like, I don't want to fucking
Yeah.
get my shit deleted.
Do you think so? Question here is: do you think that if this game was priced out at $40, would it be worth the
It'd
I
be
think so. I
a
think
lot better to stomach for sure.
Yeah.
I think that's the upper limit of what I would say. I would put it in the Remnant from the Ashes range
Yeah.
of 30.
Yeah.
I would say a 30 banger.
30, 35.
40, if it was 40, I'd still probably end up getting it.
I'd say
Um,
I'd get it at 40.
I'd be unhappy about it, but I
Like I
feel
said,
like
it'd definitely be a lot easier to stomach, I think, if it
Yeah.
was at a lower price point, because it's definitely not AAA quality.
No.
Granted,
No.
AAA games these days are not quality to begin with, so I should really say it's not indie development quality at this point.
So the thing about it is that it nails, like I said, it nails the feel, it nails the fun aspect of the game, right? The modding aspect, all that. I'll tell you right now, the storyline is dog shit. Like
I don't
okay,
know, man.
hold on. Okay,
I,
let me rephrase. Hold on.
I got you. I got you.
It's the voice acting. Like the
I don't know, man.
I again, hold on one second. Like I'm not saying that the way like I love like you learn to love your character because he is a dick. He is Deadpool in this game. Like he is a whatever fuck you. Like I don't care. Like wisecracking asshole. He's like I don't give a shit. You want me to save you? Ah, what are you gonna pay me? No. Ah, fuck you. I'm out. Kind of
Yeah.
whatever else. But like it's I think it's the writing that's it. It's the writing of the game is not, in my opinion, great, especially when you're talking about the main storyline. Side quests, I mentioned, I love the side quests in this game. I love some of the side dialogue in this game, but the ambiance, like we walked up to that whorehouse and it was,
Yeah.
like you hear some crazy shit, but like you can tell that it was just like either it was rushed or it was like it's just not again because it's $60. If it was a $40 game, if it was a $30 game, I'd be like, yeah, cool.
Is it anything like the
I-
beta? The voice acting,
Yeah, it's the same
the
voice
Yes.
acting.
it's
yeah.
the same thing through.
I'm-
I was not a fan of that at all. I thought it was trash.
So I brought it up, and I feel like that's a very polarizing part of the game. I feel like people either loved it or hate, and I definitely don't think it was a rush or anything. I think it's very self-aware in what they were doing. This is the
Yeah.
style that they want to do,
So I think
and you're either
I think
gonna love it or you're not.
I think I got to call back to Ghost of Tsushima when you remember when we were talking about how you fucking
boy.
hated Ghost of
Yeah.
Tsushima's voice acting and everything like
Oh.
that. What did I say with Ghost of Tsushima on that? It was a purposeful thing with their dialogue trees. And I think personally they were going for kind of like the B tier B rate movie kind of deal going on. I will say I think that I personally thought the voice acting was great. It was phenomenal. It was like yes, I believe that the writing was a little flawed, but I think again it was kind of directed to be that way. But the voice acting is top notch on a lot of the characters
I-
and the animations that they have, like the facial animations. Ooh, some of them are
I-
like, damn, dude.
that's the thing. Sometimes they're great, but then other times I see it and I'm like, what the fuck,
Yeah,
man?
I mean,
Terrible.
yeah, they
Like,
they definitely have. I'm not saying it's great by all means, but it's not terrible.
I guess my thing is like because it is that $60 price tag and because
Yeah, 100%.
of the
For-
dialogue.
You're not
for
gonna
a
get an
$30
Uncharted.
For
You're
a
not gonna get an-
$30 game, the voice acting and the story and everything like that would be great. For a $60 game, nah.
For a $60
not
game,
gonna
you
get an
want it to be
Uncharted-
like an excellent, like, but yeah, like,
Yeah.
Everybody let Bill talk.
go for it.
You're not going to get an Uncharted style narrative
Yeah.
or like movie style voice acting from this
Exactly.
studio in particular. They thrive on that B movie style feel to
Well,
it, and
and
it's
I-
completely intentional. Bulletstorm had the exact same style of writing to it.
Well, again, I would argue that the voice acting was like a AAA quality voice acting for the most part. I think that most of the characters had very very well done voice acting.
I'm
I
gonna
don't know,
have
the
to look
actual-
into
the
it
actual-
more.
The
I-
actual content behind that voice acting might not have been great, but the actual like fidelity of the sound of the voice was pristine. It was very
I don't
well,
know, man.
well
I
done.
think that I think your main character has good lines, and I think the people that voiced that did they hit that like again that Deadpool style like arrogant ass kind of
Yeah.
line that you're trying to hit. But and I'll say like some of the enemies you come across, like that one guy that we were facing that's like the dude with the cross on his back. Which we still don't know whether it's telepathy because his mouth wasn't moving, but then the next
Yeah.
scene his mouth is moving. We don't know whether it's
Yeah,
telepathy
it's a little weird.
or whatever. But like, there's time. I don't know, man. There's times where I'm like, this is like it. I feel like they want to hit it, and it's like, yeah, there. And then it's just like so many other times. where I'm
I can't agree with you. There was a part in the main story, like towards the very start, where you go into like this room with the chick, the blonde chick. I always forget her name, the chick with the eye patch, and your dude Christoph or whatever his fucking name is. You go in there and it's like they put way too much of a reverb for that room. It's like why is there this much echo on his voice and on her voice? And it's not like it was like uniform. Like her voice sounded like increasingly louder than his voice, and his voice had more fucking echo, whereas hers should technically
Oh,
have
yeah, I
more
hear that
echo
all the time.
considering she was higher tone and higher volume. So I definitely can tell where you're coming from.
Yeah, it's
But I will say that there was some very well done voice lines.
there,
Like
there are some,
your main actor is actually extremely well voiced, in my opinion.
yeah. I don't know. Like I said, I think there are times, there are moments, but again, I go back, and maybe this is what I'm saying about Ghost of Tsushima. Like, there are elements in the writing of those lines
Yeah.
that I just am like, who the fuck wrote this? And like, who looked at, like, what third grader looked down at this and was like, yeah, this is how, it's like the natural ebb and flow of a conversation, and the way that like wording happens is not like in this. It's just like somebody went fucking period happy and was like period, 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 period,
Yeah.
period, period. So it's like, I am going to be mad at you. It's like, what the fuck is wrong with this? Like, I don't know, but yeah.
I think from what
Yeah,
I've seen, and
like I said,
like I'm only really going off of the beta and what I've seen of cutscenes of people playing the
It's so
game.
bad.
So my opinion can be kind of skewed because the beta was trash. But like in a lot of times, like the voice acting, like the quality of it, it wasn't bad in some areas. But I feel like it was a little bit misplaced from like character and voice actor. I feel like there were some roles that they could have switched like different voice actors. I don't think all of the voice actors played their characters like
Well,
perfectly.
that, and like you can also tell too, like it it's just in certain areas, like there's this tone and seriousness that they're trying to take, and then
Mhm.
this other area, it's like this goofy fucking tone that they're trying to take, and then like in another area, it's like this you and this bartender being like, "Hey, bro, you want another fucking shot, Chad? You want whatever else?" He's
Yeah,
like, "Hell
bro.
yeah, fill me up," and it's like, what the fuck is going on right now? Like, I don't understand. Like, I'm three doors down from a whorehouse, like, where a girl is talking about she's got like, a
cancer.
debilitating disease. Yeah, that's about them. And she's like, "Well, I'm just gonna steal your boots whenever you turn into mush." It's like, what the fuck is happening right now? Like,
It's definitely like you said, Enigma, like that B-rated movie, like that
Yeah,
that
that's it's
Bollywood
like I said,
style.
it's definitely like the entire script was written in a very like almost like like those sci-fi movies, like the sci-fi
Yeah,
featurette movies,
yeah.
like Lake Placid 6 or whatever, or
my
like
gosh. Snakes
Sharknado
on the
12,
plane.
you know? Yeah, it's very B-rate movie. I actually started really kind of fucking cracking up about it just because I stopped taking it seriously by like the fourth or fifth mission.
That's
I was just
probably
like,
what you
this is
gotta do,
stupid as shit.
honestly. I mean,
Bill,
because
Like
I was taking it
like the
seriously at
time
first.
there's a side mission where you go like right early on where you go into this dude's shop and he gets shot and he's like, "Oh, Mr. Miyagi, he give you such good deal, yes, yes." And this other guy comes in and shoots him in the face, and your guy's like, "Bro, I was gonna get a good deal from him. Now you gotta die."
That one-liner, like,
Yeah,
I
jeez.
don't know. Bill,
that
so
was about the mission that I was like, okay, I'm just gonna have to not take this entire thing seriously.
Yeah.
I have a question, because you're the only one that's actually like that's, I think, seen in-game content, at least to a point. Um,
Yeah, I've seen all the in-game content.
like what does that look like? I mean, is it, because
So
I've yet to
it's
see it.
the expeditions are on a time-based rotation of doing like different. It's nothing of its story related. It's most of it's like similar enemies that you would find in the story, but they're each like pre-made worlds, and they're like locked on certain points and unlocked on certain points. The theme is like it's all rotating around the eye of the storm, and like certain areas open up during certain times of this rotation, stuff like that.
And
So
you
you
said it
are
was like
running
time
through.
trial, right? It's like time
Yeah,
trial.
Yeah,
not necessarily. So to unlock the next tier, you just have to finish it. But
to get the extra drops, the loot
to get
drop.
the extra drops that you're going to need to beat that, like that progression in difficulty, you
I think you have to I think you have to finish it within like 12 minutes or 10 minutes to get like the extra 70% or
Does it
whatever it
keep
is for drops.
progressively getting like harder and harder? Is it
yeah,
just like
yeah.
yeah.
There's 15 tiers of difficulty for the expeditions, and
Okay.
you're like to unlock the next areas or the next tiers, you just have to finish it. But like what Enigma was saying, the faster you do it, the more loot you're going to get, the rarer loot you're going to get, so that you can get that power spike to increase. It's completely doable if you're not trying to speed run it. Like if you don't have a meta build or anything, it's completely possible, but it's going to take you significantly longer than if you do just run the meta builds.
And
I have heard that the balancing of the game really shows its cracks during this end game segment,
I
just
have no doubt
because
about that. Yeah.
by the nature of the time trial itself and how difficult some of this stuff actually gets, there's some builds that just aren't viable in the end game, and this is for every single class. Every class has like maybe 5 or 6 abilities total that you can actually like get away with utilizing, and the rest just won't cut it.
And these like expeditions you're calling them, these are like the end game like raids that you're supposed to do to grind end game gear.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're kill room, hallway, boss.
Now, is there
basically what they amount to.
different variations, or are they procedurally generated, or do they change, or like
They're static, and I can't remember how many. There's a decent amount of them. There's like 9 or
Like
10.
9 or 10.
do you oh, that's actually quite a few. Then do you think there's a longevity in running these to give the game a good longevity of end game content?
I know that.
No, once you hit Eye of the Storm, there's nothing else to push for. This is all just stuff to push to Eye of the Storm, and the reason they have it on the rotation cycle is so people aren't just like farming the quote unquote easy one over and over and
Right.
forcing
I know
them
that
to.
they just came out with a press release. I think it was yesterday or the day before yesterday. That was basically said that they have now officially moved patching from like stability, like getting the stability. Now that they've gotten that like multiplayer issues kind of fixed, they're basically moving on to button up all of that one last time, make sure that that's good, and then their next patch is going to be in-game focus, like in-game content is what they've what at least that's what
Adding like actually adding end game
it
content.
wasn't clear. It was, so that's the thing, is it wasn't clear. That's been the fucking vocal point and through line that they've said on
Yeah.
this whole entire thing, is it's never a clear like definition of this is what it is. Like
We don't know
and
if
I
this
don't
is a
know- I
live
don't know if
service
that's-
game yet. Like
Right, I don't know if that is Square, and I have a feeling that that's Square, because like them just being like, do not commit to anything, because we saw what happened with Avengers. They committed to all this shit and never delivered on it because they either just chose not to, or because the game was so fucked, that they need to focus on their shit. So I don't know if they're just like, do not release anything that says like what it is. I think they're just saying, hey, in-game content. Well, what does that mean? Right? Is that new levels? Is that new missions? Is that new stuff? New what does that mean? Right?
Yeah.
Or is that
Yeah.
just patches? So
I'm skeptical at best on how well they're going to be even able to push like patches and stuff like this after the last patch was entirely comprised of nerfs and stuff. It all just
I don't know.
doesn't seem like they have the right
There's-
mindset on
That
these
is one
kinds of
thing that I
things.
will say is that like in these kinds of games, the mindset shouldn't be nerfs; it should be buffs. Honestly,
Yeah,
like
you want to feed into the
nerfing-
power trip.
yeah.
Yeah, instead of nerfing things, because they don't have a PvP system. We talked about this the other week. Like they legitimately don't have any PvP, so there's no
actually,
reason
this
for
would
them
be
to
kind of cool to
nerfing.
have PvP.
I
this
don't
game
think
it
that we
would
will
be,
ever
but-
have PvP though.
No, I don't think it would, but I think it would be a kind of cool little. I don't know. I think it could do PvP, but it would
And
have
I'm
balance.
100% with you on that though, Enigma. Feed into the power fantasy, bring these other classes or
Yeah.
other abilities that are weak up to the power of the ones that are being meta run. Maybe you're never going to get them as good as, say, a high RPM gun with the bullet like buff abilities. That's just not going to happen just by the nature of the mechanic, but bring them up so that they're at least able to be ran throughout the course of the game. And then if you end up making the game too easy based off of that, you can buff up enemy health
Just
or
buff up
whatever
enemy
to
health and shit. Yep.
yeah, just do some arbitrary numbers on the enemies to make it take longer, or have them do a little bit more damage, or take a little bit more damage.
I have always been a proponent of buff, not nerf. Like nerfing just takes away enjoyment from people that have spent time trying to make their character what they want it to be.
Yeah.
That's one reason why I hate fucking Elder Scrolls Online, is because they take a nerf perspective for equipment and gear and shit. Whereas like in that game, it's so fucking legitimately hard to get gear and to build out a full build. But that by the time that you build out a full build, they nerf it to the ground and you're back to square one. You know.
Yeah, I gotcha.
Anything else on Outright? We spent a good amount of time on Outriders, and
Yeah, sorry about like I said, I had to eat crow, so
No,
that's me.
I think it's important, right?
I think that's legitimately the first time I've had to eat crow in our entire history of 33 episodes.
How'd it taste? It was good. Did I
It's
grill
pretty
it up
good.
right?
It wasn't bad, you know. Yeah,
Okay, okay, all right. I'll make
wasn't
sure.
bad.
But yeah.
you know?
I'll let Crow know.
Same thing here. The game was not a Godfall level bad. It wasn't Anthem level bad. It wasn't any of these. It's one of the more competent looter shooters that have came out recently since Borderlands, probably. I think that was the last like competent PvE looter shooter, and it's not the
not worth
best
60.
thing
I think
ever.
that's-
It's definitely not worth $60. and your mileage is going to vary depending on how much you like the story and all that stuff. But
Yeah.
as far as the base fun factor and mechanics go, when the game's working, it is enjoyable from what I've seen. Like I said, I haven't picked it up, but I have watched a lot of people extensively play through it. I've done a lot of research on it. The balancing is shit, but the builds that do work are a lot of fun. The classes actually seem to be fairly balanced as far as like each class having like a handful of OP abilities that will carry you through, even if not all of them are even remotely viable.
Yeah.
Um,
I had a lot of fun with the pyro. My buddy hated the pyro. He was like, I hate it because you can't heal easily early game. But
yeah,
once you get to like once you get a little bit of gear on a pyro, like it just turns into like this just
Well,
complete thrashing DPS machines. It's
and
crazy.
that's the last thing I'll say on the game on the topic altogether is that I think I nailed what the demo does wrong. Other than the fact that the beginning of that game is complete dog shit. Like the beginning of that game is fucking terrible.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
the
whatever.
demo's just bad.
But the thing that they do is that the game is not built around the class as far as like in a way like yes you like, you have to understand your class has 3 abilities, that's it, like and you can pick or you have a bunch of abilities but you can only pick 3. What makes this game is the guns. It literally is the builds of the guns, like in the builds
Yeah.
of your like of your armor and stuff like that. But like the and they don't give you any of that in the demo. Like the guns, the demo, the guns don't give you. You have no way ability to change mods. You have nothing like the guns legitimately 100% change the way that that shit works, like in your character's work. And yeah,
I
that's what
agree.
Yeah, I mean, we've said it countless times. I would definitely get behind the game if it was a lower price point, but I also like the idea of like how you said you were playing it, Enigma, of not taking it seriously
Yeah,
and
you can't
taking
take
it.
it seriously.
Yeah, I like the idea of just kind of like going and just having a laugh with the game, and then also playing it for like the guns and the the builds and the mechanics. If the game was a lower price for me, I would do that. I would play it like that. I would
100%.
buy it, and yeah. But as it stands, it's a no for me.
and just wait for a Steam sale. It'll be here soon.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
or play it off the Game Pass on Xbox or yeah, Xbox.
Yeah, I'll go buy an Xbox
Yeah.
just for this game.
Just for this game.
So I have 2 other games that I have been playing as well, but do you guys have anything else? I know you're still doing your Kingdom Hearts run, right? Scrum?
Yeah, pretty much just Kingdom Hearts for me. Still, I'm on to Kingdom Hearts. My favorite.
Bills.
Bill's got something new to talk
Bill's
about.
got
Billy.
some
One of my new games though, it relates to one of your new games, I believe, as well.
Yeah, I want to give Bill some time here though, because this is exciting news.
It is. This is big.
This is this is not as big as me going and playing Siege, big, but this is still pretty
Oh,
big.
it's pretty big, man.
No, I'd say this is pretty big.
Yeah, it's
This
pretty
is
big.
up there.
I mean, this is not in the norm for Billy Boo
No.
to do.
nah. I'm playing an MMO. My first MMO.
Oh
shit.
boy.
I got into Final Fantasy 14 online.
I really
and
wanted you to say BDO.
Well.
But I am thoroughly enjoying it. It's been a really good time. And I know exactly why I'm enjoying it, as opposed to I did try WoW forever ago, and it just didn't click with me. And I haven't tried Elder Scrolls Online because whenever it released, it was dog shit, and I just never given it another chance, even if it is a very pretty game. But
Yep.
and then like BDO, anything like that, just never appealed to me. This one appeals to me on a lot of different facets. One, I'm a big fan of Final Fantasy in general, so it's easy for me to jump in. Like, there's recognizable aspects to all of it. I'm already like invested in like how they build their stories, how they build their lore and stuff. So it all appeals very much to me in that regard.
I'm telling you, man. You get sucked into Final Fantasy 14 story, and you'll be playing that game for forever.
Yeah, I definitely see that. I played through the free trial for the past like couple weeks, and I ended up picking up the game with the expansions today. Um, and ahead of time, sorry if you hear loud ass humming in my background or through my mic. There's a train coming through, but um,
Fine.
but yeah. So Final Fantasy already into the world. It plays a lot similar to Final Fantasy 12, which is like a dark horse of the series, but I really liked it. It was an open world style Final Fantasy where you could see the enemies on the map. It played very much like a single player MMO, basically, with like how you function your party and stuff. I like I liked that a lot. And there's I think the biggest thing, and it's not anything like revolutionary, is the class system, but considering it is these like archetypes that I've been familiar with throughout
Yep.
the entire franchise, being able to craft a character that is that archetype myself makes it really, really cool. It's not like the static character that's thrown at me that has this job. It's actually something I can like build from the ground up, and I like that. It's really neat. And the job system, being able to flip between jobs and like not having to make a whole new character if I wanted to go a rogue, for instance, from a mage, that's super duper convenient. And
That's my favorite part right there.
I think they've done it very, very well
Yeah.
in making
One
it so
thing
that
that
everything's accessible for one
that's
character.
that's one thing that I hate about World of Warcraft is there's no like character. I don't know what you want to call it, but like there's no like lasting like
You have no tie to your character.
yeah, you know,
Yeah.
you have no tie to your character.
a
It's just
class.
that's just alt number 6,
Yeah.
you know,
Right.
or alt number 12. Whereas in like Final Fantasy, you create a character, that's your character forever. You
Yeah.
know,
And they
unless you're stupid enough to go and play on another server and make another character, like I did, which is
Blizzard
terrible.
is
But
Blizzard leans into that alt shit too. Like that's the worst part about it is that company leans into you having alts and really
Yeah.
is like to be effective in WoW. You need to
have to
you
in
have to have
most
alts.
cases.
Like,
Yeah.
you just have to have alts. Yeah, no. So quick fun fact for you guys. That you talked about Final Fantasy 12 having that open world kind of MMO style. So that was actually they had Final Fantasy 11 obviously had a version of that. Well, Final Fantasy 11 was open world. Like you could see the stuff.
It was the
But
first MMO, yeah.
Final Fantasy 12 was actually them testing for Final Fantasy 14. Like their whole that whole open. I actually I read this whole like in-depth thing when Final Fantasy 14 was originally coming out about because actually I'm the same boat. I liked Final Fantasy 12. I actually is
Final Fantasy 12 is great.
one of my favorites in the franchise. And when I read back and looked at it, like they said, like that was them testing that element of like how can we do
Doesn't
this and
surprise
do
me.
it well, or whatnot. So I
Sad
thought
that they didn't do it until they had to re-release it, but
well, yeah, we don't talk about
yeah,
it.
we don't talk about it before it was
I,
a realm reborn.
I was there with that. What class are you playing, by the way?
Right now I'm playing White Mage. I've got Lancer picked up as well that I'm going to be using for my primary DPS until like I said, I got the DLCs today, so everything's open to me. I just got to get levels up. But my primary is White Mage. Conjurer into White Mage. I haven't unlocked White Mage yet. Then Lancer into Dragoon will be my DPS, and then I think I'm going to go Dark Knight for my tank
Hell
Dark
yeah.
Knight's dope. That's what
I
I'm
can-
going through.
as like my tank DPS and
I can-
healer archetypes for
can
jobs.
tell you for White Mage, like playing that game, it's because I made a White Mage all the way through until I got to Astro, and then I'm loving the shit out of Astrologian. But the thing, man, White Mages, a lot of people I think give them shit for like their ability to be able to like quest and do things out in the world. But I can tell you, man, like as a white mage, it is very hard for you. Like the fights will be longer, but it's very hard for you to die. Like you can go in and,
Oh,
and
yeah.
take like
You can
5,
heal
6,
tank
7, 8
everything.
mobs and
Dude.
basically just like fuck it, I'm gonna fucking pop heals on myself. And
I know the PvP is trash, and it is, but white mages in PvP, you can't kill them.
I cannot.
They're-
I can't get myself to do PvP.
Don't worry, me either. The only reason I did it was for some like quests and stuff. But like when I went up against a white mage 1v1 as a dragoon, they're unkillable.
Well, that's why you went up against a white mage as a dragoon.
Yeah.
Classes too that I think are really that are nice.
Are
Is that,
dragons bad or something?
No, they're
they're
not
not-
bad.
they're not the best
It's just
right now.
PvP is super unbalanced, anyways.
They're not the best right now. They do decent damage, but they got
Yeah.
a big nerf with this last expansion.
what's
It's-
sad?
There's an ongoing joke that
I hear the
dragoons are
floor tank
actually-
joke.
Yeah, dragoons are not actually DPSs; they're actual third tanks that tank the floor.
Jesus
I was
Christ.
gonna ask you about that meme
Yeah.
because I don't get it, but I
It's
probably
because they're
will.
always dead.
They're
They're
always
always
dead.
dead on the floor.
Yeah.
Here's what I'll say about PvP in that game, which I think is really sad. Is because so in I don't how many of you guys play Final Fantasy 11? Did any of you guys play Final
I
Fantasy
didn't
11?
play
I
Final
did
Fantasy
not.
11. I wasn't
I
in
didn't have a
MMOs
chance.
back
No.
then.
Okay, so
Plus,
I
that
never
was a PlayStation only MMO, wasn't it?
no, it was PC based too. You could do PC and PlayStation. It
I
was actually
didn't
PC
realize
first
that.
and then went PlayStation.
Weird. Okay.
But anyway, so Final Fantasy 11, this they had a thing in Final Fantasy 11 where it was PvP based, but it was PvP dungeon runs. So basically, what happened was you had one team versus another team, and you were running the dungeon, and you were basically it was mimicked on both sides to the boss.
Dude,
And
I've
so
always wanted a game like that. Like like a
you
roguelike like that. That would be sweet.
so that and
Yeah.
essentially that was what it was. And I never understood why they did not bring it here. Like
Yeah.
why you didn't have two teams basically just blazing to get to the dungeon to the boss fight as fast as possible.
I think PvP in this game was such a missed opportunity. Like it could have
It,
been
it
good.
was it wasn't it wasn't a missed opportunity. It was an afterthought. That's the
Yeah,
whole thing. Is like
they never
they literally never developed the game for it, and then they were just like, "You guys want PvP?
I mean,
Okay."
they did it. I don't think they did it. They were trying to take notes of PvP off like World versus World of like WoW and Guild Wars. They should have done it of like smaller scale PvP. Like
Yeah.
that would have worked. And the one game mode I played that I almost kind of enjoyed was one that was sort of built like a MOBA where it had two sides where like both
Yeah.
teams had a nexus and there was like two towers on each side. That was like okay. It was the most enjoyable mode I found, but still it's something, it just wasn't it.
again. I don't know why they because that was the PvP mode in Final Fantasy 11 that at least I remember being sustainable.
Yeah.
It was not. They may have had another PvP mode that I never did, but I did do those like PvP dungeons runs, and they were fun. I mean, it was just it was like you trying to figure. And it wasn't like just like you had to have certain classes because the thing about it was like there's so many classes in this game where it's just like yes there's metas but it was still a situation of just being able to like go and play them, you know what I
Yeah.
mean, like um I don't know, man. I wish they would have brought it in there, but
That would
I'm
be
happy
sweet. I would play that.
I'm happy that you're enjoying it, Bill. And I think
Yeah.
it definitely is one of those games. Like this is a good MMO because you can play it at your own pace. They don't like there's obviously events and shit that happen. Right now I think the patch is going on with Near Automata, and like, they do a lot of like crossover stuff, which is cool. But it's also something where like if you miss out, all right, cool, you missed out. It's not like the end of it's not a big deal.
I got to
No,
get my
these
chicken
patches,
suit.
Yeah.
these patches have nothing to do with you missing out. This entire expansion has been a collaboration with Nier Automata.
Yeah.
So if you miss out on it and don't do it right now, you can still do it regardless. There are a couple of things that you've probably missed out on with some of the other collaborations.
Crazy
Like they did
Monster
do a
Hunter.
collaboration with the Final Fantasy 15.
I'm sad I missed that actually. That car you
Yeah.
have is sweet. And there was another
Yeah, that's
mountain you got from it too that people got. It was a big like some airship. It was sweet though.
Yeah, but a lot of times
Yeah.
what I've noticed is that, and again, don't quote me on it. Like Enigma, you can correct me if I'm wrong here, but it seems like a lot of times too that they bring ways for you to get that shit back. Like and again, I don't know, maybe not the special
occasionally, yeah.
but, like, it just seems like there are ways to
Itinerant Moogle is a good one.
Yeah.
You'll have that. You'll have that come around occasionally, and sometimes they'll throw stuff that like this last Itinerant Moogle, they had the Namazu earring, which you could only get through pre-ordering, I believe, Shadowbringers. No, Stormblood.
Yeah.
So
That
you
also
had
with that
that
mount in there
came
too.
back.
The mount was a Stormblood pre-order exclusive too. So
Yeah.
it seems like from only what I've seen with the itinerant Moogle is they don't add like the collaboration specific events though,
I
stuff like
haven't
that.
seen any of them. Yeah, but
So maybe in the future with more, but I don't know if they'll bring back some of those collaboration
But
events.
I think also too the difference between that and like something like WoW is that I, I don't know how to word it other than the fact like I am a mount, like I love getting mounts, I love getting those kind of things. But if I miss a mount in Final Fantasy 14 because there's just so many fucking mounts that are just like really, in my opinion, like really cool, and you see so many different ones or whatever else. Whereas in WoW, I felt like I don't know, man. Like there are a lot of mounts in WoW, but I just did not give a shit about them. Like I don't know what it was about WoW that I just did not give a fuck about any of those mounts. Like
there's so many of them, man. That's the biggest problem with like Final Fantasy has a lot of mounts, but like they can't hold a trump card up to what World of Warcraft has. And the worst part about World of Warcraft is that like most of their mounts are just like reshades and resets.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I feel like Final Fantasy 14 really puts a lot of effort into their mounts and their mount designs. World of Warcraft, from what I've seen, is like you said, reshades, and it's just like just really bland kind of mount.
Yeah,
Like
I don't know.
nothing fun about them. So, I mean, of
I don't-
course, there's some high tier ones, but those are like the 1%.
Yeah, yeah. Well, cool. So other games that we played. Myself and Scruffy started playing Satisfactory. And
It's
uh,
satisfactory.
yeah, so this game comes off of the us kind of sitting back and like being like, okay, let's play a game together. Um, and it was like, okay, well, let's go do Minecraft. And like you guys, so let me just put it out there so everybody's fucking chat can blow up
You're
for one
lying.
second. I it, Minecraft is installed on my computer, and I have played Minecraft. I have built a fucking house, and you're not on the stream, Pika. And so I built a house, and I have signed off, like or whatever else. So anyway, I have installed
Was
And
Minecraft.
it a
and
pretty house?
Do what?
Was it a pretty house?
No, it's like a fucking the standard 4x4 fucking house you just
Probably
built.
a dirt house, man.
probably.
No, it's made of birch. I did birch. I did birch floors,
Oh, you
birch
got
roofing,
fancy.
and I did
Oh,
birch.
he's got a bitch
Oh
house.
gosh,
Anyway,
that
so
palette.
whatever. So off of that, and we were talking about it, and they're like, yeah, Final Fantasy or Minecraft, you can really, get into some really cool shit and do a lot of cool things and all. And then the one comment that was made was basically said, I don't really give a fuck about doing it. I like the automation process of everything. Like I get into like why stuff is doing that. And then from there, I just decided to, I don't know, buy Satisfactory and play it. And that's all this game is. it's,
Dude,
Yeah,
it's
literally.
Redstone and Minecraft is wild though.
That's
Yeah,
what
we've
that's
told
what
him
me and
that.
Enigma
Yeah.
said. Yeah, he would like Redstone and
We've told him
how
about
deep it goes.
we've told him about Redstone, and we've told him about like mods like
And
factory craft or whatever.
and create the create mod.
Create a mod, yeah, and everything like that. Like those
Yeah.
things you can dip like hours and hours and hours and hours and hours into and still not.
I think
Get to
once
the
he
bottom.
finally tries it, he'll realize it. But for now,
Yeah,
he's gonna deny it.
but it's a kid game,
Yeah,
So
it's a kid game, so why would he play it?
why would he play it? Obviously.
Jesus
For kids, right?
Christ. So Satisfactory. This game is basically has very, very, very light survival elements. You have a health meter. There are mobs that will attack you, but it's not that big of a deal with some of the mobs. There are these things that look like giant ticks. The world is beautiful. The world is, I think, absolutely gorgeous. But
If you can run it on ultra.
well, yeah, I can run.
I can't.
I can't. Does it still look bad? I mean, some of the wildlife.
It looks iffy.
Okay.
It looks
All right.
okay. It looks okay.
Well, anyway, so I am running on. So I think it looks good, but this is literally a game where it's like, hey, there's a iron ore over here. Get the iron ore. Okay, now you're gonna mine the iron ore, and once you have enough iron ore, you're gonna build a fucking miner, and then you're gonna or build like a hub. You get your base, and then from there, it literally is just build this material, mine this material, and then you're gonna fucking conveyor belt this thing into a smelter that's gonna conveyor belt this thing into like a constructor that's gonna construct into like iron rods or whatever else, and it's just basically that's it. And like it sounds stupid, but I'm telling you right now, it there's I giggled like a little fucking schoolgirl so many times playing that game because I was like, I got this to do 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 this. Like if you enjoy making something like go from one thing and automating it to go to another thing, this is your game. And like there's some really cool elements in like that uh you really can just make some wild and crazy fucking combinations of shit. I was watching some people that like had these just I don't know. It was monstrosities of like builds with conveyor belts going all over the place and things of that nature. But I don't know. And then Strav, I mean, he's doing like a whole survival, not survival, but like exploration
Yeah,
element
I was
too.
doing the exploration part of it really, and there's not much to offer, but it's got some cool stuff.
Yep.
It's got a whole like you find materials and you can analyze them to create more schematics and stuff. So I mean, in that sense, it helps like everyone because you're making you're allowing for your other friends that you're playing with if you're playing with other people to like create more stuff for the base.
Yep.
It's
I
cool.
mean, it's and also too
I
like there's a
got
whole like what's up?
I got 2 words for you. You know
What?
what those 2 words are?
What?
Epic sympathizers.
Oh, fucking
God,
Christ.
I knew it was coming. I was waiting for it.
Get over it. So
I will
it,
not, sir.
this is, oh my God. All right. Like I hate Epic.
We'll go through it.
Trust me, I hate Epic,
Yeah.
but this game does not deserve to be hated on for that.
Yes, it does.
No, it doesn't.
Yes,
Anyway,
it does.
I
it's
understand your hate for me playing Kingdom Hearts because that's an Epic owned game right now on PC. But this, I mean, it went.
you can buy it on
I-
Steam.
Yeah, it's
I
on
would-
Steam. It was
it's
on
not-
Epic
it's
for 1
not-
year.
It's not because you can buy it on Steam. It's because of the way that they treated their player base when they went to Epic.
They made one comment or two comments.
Yeah,
They made
that-
several comments.
those comments
completely
really got
alienating
under
their player
Enigma's
base,
skin.
especially given the fucking chance that they were supposed to be coming out on Steam to begin with, and then they were like, yeah, we took the deal from Epic, so fuck off.
Anyway,
And then on top of that, they made fun of their fucking player base for having inclinations towards not paying for it on Epic. So yeah, no, 100%. I am going to fucking not support a company that alienates their player base just because they don't want to fucking go to a subpar fucking launcher. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Sorry, I have ethics. My bad.
all right. Oh, jeez.
You
Okay,
also
all
have
right.
grudges.
All right. So the little faceless man in the back in the corner down there is
Grumpy.
had his moment. And
Sorry that dissatisfies you.
Anyway, so Luft brings up thing is like Factorio into Satisfactory. So Enigma was telling me about Factorio, and the only thing I didn't like about Factorio was kind of the camera angle, which it's not fair enough to say it's not a good game. Like I don't know, but this being first person, I don't know. It's a lot of cool stuff, and like I'm still like yet to really dig into it. But like it's I don't know. There's just something that's very calming, very enjoying, very just like I'm gonna go here and I'm gonna build all these things. And then like there's a bunch of stuff like if you want to get into like the minute stuff, which I do, I love the minute, like looking at like graphs and being like, hey, why like how
Oh,
do
it tastes
I
like grass.
no, how do you it's a pretty
Look at
grass
the
over here.
grass. Oh my gosh.
But like you can go in there and say, hey, why is this not producing at like because you can like at the most optimal rate, and you can see like it'll tell you like something will be yellow if it's not like pushing product through and creating product, and you can look at like time things in there. You can add like power at core elements to really optimize things. So like there's that element of it. Like if you really want to get nitty gritty about it, but I don't know. It's just
The thing I like about it is like it's not like overly complicated, you know? And like it still like takes an understanding of what you have to do to make things work, but they you know explain it and like go through it well so that you do have that understanding and
and the
you can
building
make it
element.
work. And the building
The buil-
element is
the
really
building
good.
is very good. It's
Yeah.
very like I've played games before where building just sucks and
Yeah.
like trying to connect this stuff like you're sitting there for
Arc.
hours trying to connect. Huh? Oh, Arc.
Arc.
Oh, I guess I don't know.
Arc's building is terrible.
Yeah, from what I've
Um,
seen, yeah.
but like this is like if you just want to connect this to this, you just basically drag a line and it'll like auto kind of create that what you need, right? You don't but if you want to be like all fine tuned and like super like precise, you can, right? You know, it's I don't it doesn't again, it does a very good job. It's very fun. It's something that I did not think out of the gate I would actually enjoy. I was like, I've seen this before and I was like, nah, this is not my thing. I don't give a fuck about like, you know, just building a
I
bunch.
still think you should really try out Factorio at some point.
I probably will. Like I'm gonna
Because
give
I do think you would like it. Like
I think-
Left is saying, it gives you the same kind of satisfaction where it's like you get to build your base, you get to build up like your manufacturing and everything like that. But on top of that, you also have the Zerg rush kind of tower defense
Yeah.
thing that you like.
I think both games have their own like, you know, satisfaction between like this Satisfactory being a little bit more engaging, you know, you're in it, you're in the factory and everything, you're going around, you're building it first person, all that sort of stuff. And then Factorio, I feel like is more of that like you build your factory, you're more leaned back. Like it's a game that you could play just like chilling, you know. But like with
yeah.
Satisfactory, you know, you're really in it. But I think both have like their good qualities because there's some nights where I like just having that, you know, chill kind of build a factory thing. So I would
Well,
play Factorio for that, you know.
and we got into some other elements too that like we started to look at and I looked it up, but like there's like a whole like ticket thing where like you can start to have like this little mine cart where you get like you're like a little it's not a mine cart, but it's like a cart you can get in and like there's vehicles and there's like weapons
Yeah.
and like something like that. But also too, like myself, because I'm playing with me, Pika, and Scruffy, and we just unlocked the ability to have like vehicles. So like you get basically build a truck, and then you'll have like you could have like a far out base, or an MOB, and then from there you basically drive the truck out there, have that, and it would drive it back, and then like it'll automate its path and start doing those things. So like there's a lot of like cool elements, and I do think that that game, because it's still in early access, I think that it eventually will have a PvE element to it because it's there.
I
Like
think it
there,
should, but yeah, like it's not ready for it, but it definitely should get to that point. I
and
feel
it's
like,
only on patch 3, which is crazy. Like
yeah,
that's the nutty thing about it.
4.
Or
Isn't
4,
it? Didn't
4,
they
I'm
just
sorry,
do
4.
4?
Yeah, 4. It's on patch 4.
patches are
Uh,
big too. Like they're big
so
patches.
yeah. So it really is, and it's a $30 game. It's a little, the pricing is a little steep ish, but I don't think it's far off. I think 25 probably
It's
would be
crazy how much a difference $5 can make for a price tag in a
right.
game.
But I mean, it is a little
But
bit,
yeah,
but I think it's still worth, like, I still think it's worth the $30. Like, it's,
yeah,
it
I'm satisfied
has
with
better
what I paid
dialogue
for it.
than Outriders.
Ha!
So, anyway, yeah. So, oh, and there's one other game, one last game, that I have been playing, which it actually came out today. Uh-oh,
Bill Shrink.
Oh no. So the other game that I played and picked up today was a game called Orbital Bullet. It's in early access. It just came out today. It's $11 on Steam, worth every fucking penny. And it is a indie, or is a roguelike game. So obviously there's billions upon billions of roguelikes. You guys know that I'm a huge roguelike fan. And I love these style of games, whether it's Dead Cells, whether it's, Neon Abyss,
Wait, you play Dead Cells?
absolutely not. I don't even know what the game
I don't.
is.
Yeah,
Never
I
even heard of the
didn't.
game called
I
Dead
don't.
Cells. But the whole premise behind this, and what is the kind of moment, or like the not gotcha element, but difference, is that this is essentially played on a circular 3D plane. Um, so, well, it's not 3D, but well, okay, it is. It's like a 2D 3D plane. So it's sprite based. It's 2D. Take a cylinder, right, and you wrap an entire map around the cylinder, and then you take the cylinder out, and so the map is, you can see what's on the other side. So like if you're over here, I can see what's on this side of the corner. So like, let me get my camera. I'm starting here, and I've got enemies on this side, and it's just basically a circle, right? So it's in a full circle, and it's Neon Abyss in the sense that like you start off with a character, you play, and there's leveling up. There is gun enhancements. There are right now, again, in early access, there's different styles of guns. There's different levels of guns, whether they're like gray, green, blue, into legendary or epic, or like purple guns. You have a skill tree that you're leveling your character on as well. So like you're going to go in there and say, hey, like, I want to have that are persistent. So like in every rogue, like I want to gain more health off shot. I want my accuracy to be better. I want this to this, that. I'm going to start off with a different gun. I get a health pack that I can use. Um, and then as you play the game, you'll have another skill tree that'll pop up for like your, you could say like, I want to be able to shoot faster, or I want this type of ammo to do more damage. And then as you go through the levels, then you'll get to choose another tree that'll stack on top of that tree. And depending on how you leveled up, like, will unlock those abilities, and you get to pick between two. So you have a starting base one that's random. And then you'll have another tree that'll pop on that you select one of two, and that will slide into the next slot. And then you're able to go, okay, cool. I put points into, I want to be able to have a double jump that shoots a laser down through my feet. Well, because I leveled those 2 points, I get to level up the next one in that tree. And so you're building that tree as you're going, but then you're also leveling up like like your guns and things of that nature inside that tree. So there's like 3 or 4 different trees in the run that you're leveling on top of like
What's
your
this game
main,
called again?
main character. Orbital Bullet.
Thank you.
And there is like, it's not doing anything fucking over the top crazy, but it's really fun to play, and it's fast, paced, and like you get in, and basically like you're double jumping, and and the other thing is they add an element that is 3D, where you're going from one plane to the plane behind you. So imagine basically 2 rings, right? Inside of that. So you have the outer ring that you can then jump to the back other ring, and move around there, kill enemies there, come back to the other ring, kill those enemies. And I've already I've only been playing the game for like fucking like 30, 45 minutes, and I've already seen like 5 or 6 enemy types, and I'm on the first world. Like I'm not even like further progressed past that. Yeah,
It-
it's a lot of fun.
What's the price point on this? I don't know.
$11.49. Like
Dude, this reminds me of that Kirby game on the N64. Like
Kirby.
both laser guns.
Kirby game. I don't know. I don't remember a Kirby game that was
Like
circular.
like
the
just
2D one?
just the look from it.
Yeah.
No, it was a like the character models were 3D, but it was on like a 2D plane.
Yeah, no, I think I've seen that.
It resembles that significantly, like graphics and like look style. And I think there's like some like rotation aspects.
Can
to
we
that
get a
on some of the
Kirby
levels,
roguelike? Like, when's that
but
gonna happen?
this looks really good. Like this looks like a lot of fun.
What,
I can see me vibing
orbital
with
bullet?
this.
Dude, I'm telling you,
Yeah.
bro, you should jump on this 100%, man. It is a lot of fun. It's so cool. There's a lot of different elements. Scruffy, I think this is up your alley too, man. Like
Yeah,
it's
I
like
loved Neon Abyss, so if it's anything
and
like that,
I'll tell you right now, the soundtrack is fucking bound. Like it's just, I mean, it's
Bumpin'.
cyberpunk fucking just good fucking like that.
Yeah,
You know what I
Kirby and the
mean?
Crystal Shards.
Oh.
Yeah.
It reminds me of that art style quite a bit.
But
I
if
like that.
anybody here likes roguelike games, you know, or and it's not a bullet hell, but like you like roguelike games and you like you know, like the shooting element, like I said, Neon Abyss, or I don't want to say like Enter the Gungeon, because Enter the Gungeon is a bullet hell. Like that's not what this is. You know, I mean, it's good. It's just a fucking good roguelike game. And for $11, you can't beat it.
Yeah.
So you should definitely give it a shot. Um,
Cool.
yeah.
Good deal.
Anybody else got any other games? We are probably gonna go over by a little bit.
Enigma, did you have anything? I forget if you said.
No, I've been binge watching anime for like the past week.
Oh hell yeah! Did it? Never mind. I could get into a whole nother thing with anime.
Yeah,
Never
I've
mind.
been, I've been rewatching Overlord.
We should.
So.
Yeah.
We need to do a movie. We do need to do an episode that is like movie and
That's what I was gonna say. We should definitely do a movie.
Not this episode though.
No.
No,
We'll derail.
no.
We
Why
would derail
not?
so hard.
I will say though, I am gonna go see on Saturday fucking Mortal Kombat, and I'm so stoked.
Oh, here we go.
I can't
No.
fucking wait.
We're gonna derail. It's happening already.
Anyway, all right. So we got like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
A lot of
topics.
these are just
So quick though.
news.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we can go through them pretty quick.
All right, so I'm gonna try to go. I'm not gonna go in the order that's on here, but I'm gonna go kind of as quick as to
Well then
Well,
fucking do it.
all right. So PlayStation decided to keep their store up, like we talked last week. 'cause they
Only
were-
PlayStation 3 and Vita though.
Yeah, PSP is still dead in the water, but
Yeah.
PS3 and PS Vita
Yep.
are staying open for the foreseeable future.
Oh, to
Wait,
be
I think the Vita store had a lot of the old PSP games on it.
Yeah, that's true.
I
But
That's
but
what I was about
the
to bring up,
PSP
yeah.
storefront specific. Plus the PSP is fucking ancient anyway.
I was about to
and-
bring that
It
up
doesn't
as well.
matter.
The
Yeah.
PSP is literally like what, like 12, 13 years old now.
Dude, the
Yeah.
Vita was so ahead of its time, by the way. Just want to put that out there. The Vita, I loved that thing. I loved.
I wish I would have jumped on that train, honestly.
I am happy. To hear that,
2004.
yeah, it's a
was when-
while.
Wow.
I am happy to hear though that they because we had a conversation about this last week, and I basically said that, you know, just like Sony, to be a bunch of fucking dickheads about removing, you know, past experiences for people, but I'm glad to see that
e-waste.
they've kind of like opened their fucking eyes and they're like, oh shit, maybe we shouldn't do that.
Took them
Well,
long
granted,
enough.
I don't personally think it was something that they were like, well, we need to preserve this. I think it was more of a shit. We got a lot of backlash for this. We need to fucking go into, you know.
So
That's 100% what it was, but it worked, and the fact that
Yeah.
they listened at all when they didn't have to.
Surprising.
I have a question, right? And it pertains. It's not. It's about PlayStation and Sony. So, one of the things after our show went off, news came out, and then and then actually broke 2 days ago. Or not broke, but came out. MLB The Show has always been a fucking PlayStation exclusive forever. It's always
Who
been.
cares
that.
about sports games?
Yeah, I got it. But the point I want to bring up is that this is now MLB Show is on fucking Game Pass. To me, is like what the fuck, man? Like I don't know. It's crazy.
So it's on Game Pass for what, Xbox and PC?
I think so. I don't know. I don't know about
This specific.
PC. I can't speak. All I know is that it's on Game Pass and it's on Xbox, which is a fucking big deal. Maybe not to us. I could fucking care less about sports games, you know. But unless it's like Tony Hawk. Pro
I
Skater
don't
1 or 2.
think it's that
Yeah.
Dude,
Eh,
here's the point I'm saying is the point I'm trying to make is big deal. This just to me again is one of those things where we've said like I feel like Sony is just behind the ball when it comes to either A, locking this shit up or B, like where this shit's gonna go. I feel like they just need to fucking full tilt into the idea of saying, you know what, fuck it. You guys can play PlayStation games on PC if you want. They don't need to go say Xbox. I got that. Like they don't want to do that. But if Xbox keeps going down this route of saying, like, hey, we're gonna but you're not playing Bethesda games. You know what I mean? Bethesda game, like all of this stuff is on fucking PC and Xbox. Like I don't know, man. Like, does anybody else think that? Am I the only one here that thinks just
I
like Sony's
agree that
behind the ball? Like,
is behind the ball. I definitely think they should, get on this trend of opening games up to everyone. But like,
they're blowing Xbox out of the water when it comes to console sales. Like they like right now, like they are the leading platform.
yeah,
That's because
that's because of the
Xbox has
exclusives.
gone
Right,
against
because
that.
Yeah,
like,
Yeah, they
and
don't give a shit
fuck,
anymore.
like they don't give a fuck about their console. Like
nah.
I don't know. I mean, I just man, dude. Like I'm just seeing. I don't know. Like this just it just speaks to me that I'm saying like PlayStation, like, dude, like fucking like again, and maybe it's like the misstep of saying, hey, we're gonna close down our stores. All right, no, fuck, no, we're not gonna close down our stores, which I think is good. Like, don't close the stores down, keep them open, let them go. But at the same time, like someone at PlayStation somewhere has got to understand and get slapped in the back of the head and say, hey, fuck this. Like, we've got to wake up. Like, we've got to start doing something with
so
you
what
know
does MLB the Show have to do with any of this? Is it just because they lost
Just
an exclusive?
they lost an exclusive I like that's an exclusive IP that has and not even the fact that it's like they lost a license to MLB, like MLB the Show, which has been forever a PlayStation game, is now on Xbox, like or multi-platform, I guess, but it is on Xbox, like
Yeah, it's
and
multi-platform.
the fact that I can go and say, fuck it, I'm going to pay $5 or an Xbox Game Pass versus $70 to play it on the other
Me,
platform. Like
me personally, I just think it's the fact that nobody gives a shit about MLB the Show, and and Sony doesn't want to pay the exclusivity price for something that minimal people care about. Plus, it benefits MLB the Show to have it open on multiple platforms. So I have not I must not just care about sports games enough, but I haven't heard about MLB the Show since like back in 2016.
yeah, I don't know. I mean, I just I guess
Like
also
out of
too,
and
like,
even
I
out of the
saw
sports games, baseball sports games have just never been relevant in my gamer
I don't, yeah, but
sphere.
I don't think it's a
yeah.
fair. I don't think it's a fair estimate to say that they don't sell well. Like those games sell. MLB the Show.
There's a whole niche between behind those games, and they do sell well because there's those gamers that specifically are devoted to sports games.
It's not necessarily that they sell well. It's just that the fact that the player base that buys those games is so devoted to
Yeah,
them that they will
Right.
100% do whatever they have to ensure that the
which
next
I
game
don't understand in the
is released.
slightest because they all seem like the same
It's
game, just
sports
different,
games.
just updated, like
It's just
to the
sports
times.
games.
But yeah, I
Yeah.
don't know.
It's because it's such an underfed and undersaturated fucking
I guess
portion of
Yeah.
gaming
Yeah,
that
it comes to an element too that I saw that, and then I also saw like Days Gone coming, which the shit game, but Days Gone coming to PC, and I'm like, Sony, if you're gonna fucking allow them to go to PC, right? Just fucking open it up, man. Like, come out and be like, you know what? We decided, fuck it. All of our games are gonna be not even
it's interesting.
just gonna be sold on. They're gonna be sold on PlayStation. You can get are on Steam. You can get them on PC. PC players, have at it. You guys want Dark Souls? Have the fuck at it. You guys want fucking all these PlayStation exclusives? Have at it, man. You
just
guys
give us
have them.
Bloodborne.
Like, those games, like, why the fuck not?
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I don't know. It's just I feel like if you're winning the console war, but you're losing the fucking like you're winning the console battle, but you're losing the fucking war, in my opinion. Like, if this is, I don't know. We've said it before. If this doesn't change, I don't know if Sony will
Well,
be.
I think going into this point, it broke 16 hours ago. Sony CEO Jim Ryan was saying that they are still in the works of a cloud gaming strategy
Jesus
to
Christ.
no
Okay.
no here's the biggest thing. They say it's unique and only on PlayStation, but they are they are in conversation with Microsoft specifically, and they are tossing ideas back and forth with Microsoft. So
Wait,
that mean
wait. So Sony is going to have
quote
cloud-based
unquote from Jim
gaming.
Ryan. we're still having conversations with Microsoft about exchanging ideas. We're still talking to them about exchanging ideas, and there's some very interesting stuff. So when the time is right, we'll announce our cloud strategy. See you
I
soon.
so what
So
I
to me, to what that tells me is that
think
they
like
don't have the ability to make a cloud service, so they're just going to start porting things over onto the Xbox Game Pass.
I, there's a clear answer here, which is basically Sony saying, like I said, just fucking let the games be released on PC. That's all you got to do. Like, you don't need to compete with Game Pass. You don't need to compete, which, well, I think you do need to compete with Game Pass at a certain point, but you don't need to like
But
try
they
to,
can't.
you- well, I mean, they try to do it with their Plus service, right? But
Yeah,
like,
they've tried to do it.
PlayStation Plus is nowhere compatible
Yeah.
or comparable to fucking what Game Pass offers now. Like,
That's what I'm saying. To me, that entire quote tells me that Sony is finally saying that they have an inferior product when it comes to their cloud based gaming.
According to this article, conversation started back in 2019 about a
Yeah.
strategic partnership with
That's
Microsoft
about the same
using their
time that-
Azure data centers for cloud
Yeah.
gaming and content
So
streaming.
that's what I was
So
saying is that's about the same time that they started doing the Xbox Game Pass stuff was 2019.
I'm gonna tell you right now, Phil Spencer deserves a fucking raise. And that man is brilliant when it comes to strategy for this kind of shit. Because
Maybe,
if I'm a competitor, if I'm Microsoft and I'm a competitor and or Microsoft and I now have Sony, my competitor coming to me and saying, you know what? I need your cloud-based system. Here's lump sums of money to use your cloud-based system so that we can make our cloud-based system work. I'm gonna be like, sure, fucking have at it. Like, I am okay with you paying me buttloads of money while I sit back and just basically rack it in. Like, I don't give a
What-
fuck.
you want to know what would be funny? And I don't think it'll ever happen, but it would be interesting to see if this actually happened one day. Is if we get a news article of Microsoft purchasing Sony Entertainment.
I could. Like,
Just
I-
being
I
like, you know
believe it.
what, Sony? You know
Mm.
what, Sony? Fuck off, man.
I mean,
We're
hey,
just gonna buy you.
Microsoft is trying to buy everything, right, Sin?
what? I mean,
Oh,
they
shit.
are. They're not wrong.
It's a transition.
Yeah, I got it. I know the transition.
It's a
I see the
transition.
transition. I know
I'm
the
setting
transition.
you up. I'm
I
helping
got
you
it.
out.
Phil, what were you about to say?
Oh, Ryan also suggested that this could be the last Sony console that's put out.
Exactly.
If cloud gaming is the future, he could see the PS5 being the last console from Sony.
So, and what would make sense at that point, right? What would make sense at that point? Merger. Sony and Microsoft coming together to use the exact same cloud-based gaming software
Look,
under
Dude,
one
the
fucking
the
name.
the
The reality of it is that all you console fuckers need to stop battling it out and just let us PC players.
I'm not
beat it down
battling
the-
anything. I just
I'm
like
not saying. Did I
PlayStation's
say you? I didn't
exclusives.
say Bill. You need to stop battling it.
I'm just
saying,
waiting for the
Stop calling me
day
out like that, man.
that we get a Playbox 360.
the play box.
The
Playbox.
Playbox.
Playbox One.
Yep, let's get
Oh
it.
my God. Anyway, so yes, so also with Microsoft trying to buy everything, thanks for the tee up. Microsoft was trying to buy Discord. Discord basically said no. Well, they didn't say no. They just stopped talking about it. They basically decided to stay independent. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it. I don't know. I think
I like
Discord,
that.
Discord's a piece of shit.
But yeah, I mean, Discord's got to fix some of their shit, but I don't think Microsoft. I don't know. It's hard to tell if
I don't think
Microsoft would have helped.
better.
I don't think
yeah,
it would have. Yeah,
I don't think it would have.
I don't think it
think
would have.
they're-
I mean,
Look-
you've seen
look-
it with
look
the-
at- look at
Skype.
Skype.
It would
Exactly.
have been Skype 2.0.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
look at Skype. As soon as Skype got purchased by Microsoft, it went downhill.
Yeah.
Like Skype was actually a decent product.
I think
before
Microsoft
it
wanted
got
Discord.
purchased.
Not because Discord is like thriving right now because of COVID and everything, but also because what was it? Microsoft has their own Teams or whatever, and it's a shit show.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they wanted Discord because Teams is just a shit show. So,
Yeah. Well, and Teams looks just like Discord, by the way. If you look at
does
Teams,
it? I haven't
One
watched
hundred
it.
percent. Yeah.
it looks just like fucking Discord.
Yeah,
Yeah, no. The only thing I don't want Discord to do is they're talking about like they want to try to go public. And in my opinion, I think you need to fix your fucking product first because there's a lot of fucking flaws in this product.
go public
Where
and
you go public, making a
as
public trading.
IPO.
oh
Like,
oh yeah okay.
but I will say, fuckers, whenever that thing goes public, y'all better buy stock in it because
It's gonna be
I
big.
mean, it's big.
To
And
the
by the
moon.
way, just so everyone knows, right? I said this was gonna happen, and people said I was fucking crazy. Not on this podcast, but people on Twitter, whatever else, said I was fucking crazy. But guess what? GameStop fucking CEO just dipped out with about $190 million worth
Yeah,
of.
we all knew that was
Yeah,
gonna happen.
that's
All you assholes drove that fucking stock up.
so much.
So just bounced. He just boop dipped out, gone.
I mean, would you do any differently?
Yeah, like
Like
GameStop is going down.
your company literally went to the brink of destruction. Your company literally was on
I'm
the
not,
on
no,
the precipice of
it's wrong.
falling over the cliff.
People told me that I was wrong. People were like, "No, either he wouldn't
Yeah.
do that." And I was like,
But
"You're
that's what I'm saying. Would you do any differently if your company was on the precipice of falling off a cliff? You know, like if and then all of a sudden this like Valkyrie of gamers just came down and was like, no, bro, you're coming back up. I would have I'd get the fuck out of there with as much fucking
Yeah.
money as I could too.
I would have driven GameStop out to the Arizona desert and fucking backed that shit up into a dump and fucking covered it and been done.
Just
I
left it
don't
in the
even know what
desert
that
like Chuck E. Cheese.
the stores are anymore. Like it's nuts. Something else that just got backed out to a desert and basically like just axed was Amazon decided to kill off that Lord of the Ring MMO that they
Dude,
were
I didn't even hear about
Yeah,
that.
it wasn't just Amazon. It was Amazon and Tencent. They had a partnership, and apparently conversations went wrong between the two of them, and they decided to axe the entire project.
When was this even announced, or was
This
it
was
in
announced a
development?
couple of years ago. Yeah, it was in development vaguely.
Bro,
Yeah,
I've
it was-
never seen
They
this.
had a decent it was in development in collaboration with the Lord of the Rings TV show that Amazon is doing, which from what I remember from a couple of days ago, their budget right now for an episode is like 5 million an episode.
That's gonna get canned.
I've been out of the loop on Amazon Lord of the Rings stuff. Like, I didn't even know they were making a
Yeah.
show. I don't even know.
It's been a few years now. There hasn't been too much information about it, but yeah, 100% they canceled that shit.
Oh, hey, I
Yeah,
mean,
Which is sad. It's extremely sad because I actually was looking forward to that.
Yeah,
that,
I was looking forward to
Lord
that
of the
too.
Rings.
Uh,
I don't know. I mean, you got the Lord of the Rings Online, which is still actually a decent
Yeah, but
community, but
it's
it's
it's not a great game. 100%.
no, it's
like,
not.
that
But
game is more about the exploration than it is anything else.
yeah,
Yeah.
I just don't think Amazon was the right choice to make a Lord of the Rings game now.
Well, this is 'cause we
Amazon
all-
isn't the right choice for any game.
I mean, yeah,
What?
true.
Lost Ark is fucked, dude. We're done.
Yeah. Sorry,
they
bro.
are now 3-0 at the moment.
And now New World is getting a whole nother fucking
Yeah.
change up
Yeah.
thing. So
Don't get me started on that shit.
it's y'all need to jump ship on that one. So speaking of jumping ship, right? I told you we were gonna burn through these fucking things quick. Thinking about jumping ship.
Wait, before we go off the Lord of the Rings topic, I want to bring up, speaking of the old Lord of the Rings game, apparently there was some dude that literally leveled the max level cap by making pies.
That's cool.
That's hilarious.
I like that. I love hearing stuff about that.
So yeah, Blizzard, if you guys did not hear the news, it wasn't just one exec, but multiple execs.
This is crazy,
I don't know.
Two.
Fucking
Two,
no.
two big ones.
Over the past 2 weeks since the show, 5. There's been a total of
There's
5
been 5.
execs. Yes.
Dang.
I've only heard of the big two. They were gonna
Jeff, what's his name?
Kaplan.
Kaplan. The like one of the last people left from the old regime of WoW, and Blizzard, and like the main creator behind
David
Overwatch,
Kim.
Overwatch, yeah.
left Blizzard, like just like fuck it, I'm out. And I think he joined.
I don't think he's announced if he's joining anything yet.
I was-
But
maybe it was-
it's very heavily rumored and very heavily thought that he'll probably join Dreamhaven.
Dreamhaven, yeah.
what's-
I was talking.
Frost Giant, right? Didn't David Kim
What's
go
that?
to Frost Giant? I think David Kim went to Frost.
Kim I think went to Frost Giant, yeah, which is still under Dreamhaven.
Yeah,
but-
I was talking to my buddy Crow, and there's also like some speculation that he might join Riot, but I see more Dreamhaven if anything.
I highly doubt it. Yeah, I
Well, Riot for like the Valorant side.
gives him unless Riot gives him a huge fucking payout, I doubt that he'll get
Yeah,
anything.
but yeah, Dreamhaven.
He
I
might,
could
though.
see. There-
He might, though, considering Riot's doing that new MMO and everything like that. I don't know if he'd go on Valorant. They might get him on Valorant, but
Well, Valorant would be because he was
Be the
known for
closest thing to-
Overwatch.
yeah, it'd be the closest thing to Overwatch.
Yeah,
but
so they might want him for that, but
prior to Overwatch, though, he was a huge
Wow.
World of Warcraft.
Yeah.
He was one of the big developers on WoW.
This again, we've said it once and we'll say it again, but if you are a fan of Blizzard, I don't know why you are still around. Like Blizzard, because it's not Blizzard. Like it's just not. Like this is in no way, shape, or form the company that Blizzard. And I mean, Blizzard, and this gives me no hope for Overwatch 2. It gives me no hope for fucking Diablo 2, Resurrected. It gives me no hope for any WoW expansion that they're doing. Like this game, this company, you talk about a company that like had the honor, pristine, like just the sheen and shine of like if you said Blizzard, you knew it was a good game, right? We're talking fucking like way back in the day, right? When you heard Blizzard, you knew it was a good game. When you hear Blizzard now, you're just like, what in the fuck is going on? Like,
Yeah.
what is this company? Like, it is,
Yeah.
it's impressive. Honest to God, it's impressive of how much Activision has just drilled this company into the ground. Like,
And I've
It-
I've been watching like some gaming news and some talk, some talk from some of the bigger creators for World of Warcraft, like Bellular and even Asmon Gold has been talking about it quite a bit as of late. But Bellular brought out a couple of really good points with this whole thing. It's like, you know, Blizzard started going downhill when Activision kind of took over, right? That's kind of like the first signs that we started seeing. Maybe the entire company wasn't doing as well as we thought it was going to be, as well as they made us out to be like they were doing, right? The problem with it is that even prior to Activision, they were kind of fucking up a little bit. Like Blizzard wasn't handling World of Warcraft very well. When they came into Activision had to kind of push some information, or not some information, but some money into them and some people into them to kind of fix some of the shit that they did with Mr. Pandaria and shit like that. So he Bellular himself was saying that maybe this has been kind of an ongoing thing with Activision. I don't personally think that that's true. I think that Activision has really been pushing a lot, more down the route of like investors, like getting their investors the most money out of World of Warcraft and Blizzard as possible. But it's an interesting thing to talk about, right? Because like you can definitely see right around the same time there was some shit going down that did not seem like it was Blizzard Entertainment, right?
yeah, well, it's just, I don't know. It's like the decision making, the stuff that they, where they treated their player base. I mean, even down to like BlizzCon, it was just different, right? And I mean, I think like when Metzen left, that was it. Like I think that was
Yeah,
like the changeover of being like, this is no longer the Blizzard that we know and love, because I think he stemmed the tide for a lot of shit, right?
100%.
Like
Yeah,
Chris Metzen was the guy,
he went to bat for a lot of the stuff that Activision was coming down the pipe with, I think,
right?
and it finally got to a point where he was just like, I can't continue doing this.
No, you know what I mean? And so like seeing him, I think, step away, that was the eye opener for me at least, to be like, this is done. Like this is, we're out.
Fat dude in chat, also that's his name, is asking if Mr. Pandaria, wasn't that after the Activision was involved?
Shortly
I gotta
after,
do the
yeah.
math.
Yeah,
Do a fact check. I gotta do a math.
it was.
Yeah,
Yeah,
shortly after
after
Activision
Activision.
got involved, MOP released. But even prior to that, like I said, Activision or Blizzard was making some stupid decisions prior to that. It's just it was a weird set of situations that happened
Yeah.
leading up into MOP and leading up into the Activision acquisition.
You know what's crazy too? Like with Jeff Kaplan's leaving is like he announced like how Activision was not on board at all with the idea of Overwatch, which is crazy.
Yeah.
Like because Activision is known for their Call of Duty, their shooters and everything, and they weren't
Well,
on board with Overwatch, and they didn't think it was going to be a success.
Activision wasn't on board with Titan,
With
right? The
the
MMO
original
version that was supposed to
Overwatch,
come out.
yeah,
Activision didn't get on board with actual Overwatch until they kind of canned the idea of
yeah,
Titan and made it into what it is today, which was a shooter that they could monetize easily.
oh yeah.
So
I mean, I think Overwatch to me is the only thing that really ever came out of Blizzard that I enjoyed, but that suits my style. But I think Activision's hand in it definitely has been noticeable these past few years, definitely.
it has, man. It's sad to see how far down the rabbit hole it's gone
Yeah.
in the past, in even the past year.
Mhm.
like how far down that rabbit hole it's gone from people leaving to them firing people, firing large amounts of people and then giving fucking their president raises to then firing more people and giving the president an even bigger raise
Unreal.
to
Well,
then even more of their original founders leaving and even more of their head
Soon
designers
it's just
leaving.
gonna
It's
be
crazy.
Activision employees.
It
well,
is.
yeah,
It's already that. There is no more Blizzard. It's all Activision.
and
Was
it's
that the
not even.
last? Was that the last of them?
What's up?
Was that the last of like the OG Blizzard?
No, there's still there. Well, OG Blizzard. I mean, if
Well, I mean
we're
like OG, but like long
More
term.
or less.
well, long term, there's still a few people left. I think there's like a couple of people that do like some of their questing stuff and whatever. Like I'd have to go and pull, but I
But
want to say
still, I mean
It's
the
their founders, the
yeah
original
yeah,
founders.
yeah,
Yes,
if
no,
you're,
100%.
yeah
yeah. If
that's
you're talking about the original, like
Yeah,
playing,
like old fat dude saying all of Blizzard North is gone completely.
that's sad to see.
There is no more Blizzard
um,
inside of Blizzard North.
and honest to God, too, if I was Activision, not that they, well, okay, not Activision because Activision doesn't give a fuck, but if I was Blizzard, that side of things, and I'm seeing these people leave, and then I'm seeing where they're going, I would be fucking terrified for what the stake of WoW. Like I think we've all said this, and or not we have all said it, but it has been said numerous times that the WoW killer is going to be WoW. Like WoW is going to kill itself because these people are leaving, and then it's just gonna die because it's not the regime is gone, right? And so but it's not even just on the Blizzard side, like the Activision side of things when we're talking about Call of Duty. So the Warzone event just happened or is happening, right? They have not had Warzone has not had an event, or LTM in a year. And if you look at something like Fortnite, as much as you hate Epic Enigma, we all can agree that like they do a phenomenal job when it comes to their
I
event.
refuse to give Epic any
Dude,
any
come
I
on,
false
feel
man.
source
like
of.
you've said it before that you did agree that Epic has
You
good
can
live
say that
events.
like Epic
No,
does a
I'll definitely give them credit
Yeah.
for their events and shit. They do a really cool job with some of their events, like their marshmallow event that they had like years back was it
I
was
mean,
okay. It was cool.
I mean,
It's
their
quality
events
stuff.
are good.
Yeah.
I am not gonna knock Epic or Fortnite on that. So I don't like the game. I think their events are dope. Um, but it's been a year, right? Of Warzone being the same fucking thing, and they played this up for like this big, it's gonna be different, whatever, need change, getting rid of the map. What are the one, it was so fucked from like servers crashing, couldn't handle anything. People like they would go like to get to like the like last like 6 minutes into the game or whatever else, or like there was a countdown in the battle royale for this, and then it was it would hard freeze, kick everybody out, lock. Nobody could get through any of their like the to see what the event was. Then when actually people did see the event, you know what it was? It was a rehash of the Halloween event that they did a year ago where there was just zombies on the map. So you turn into a zombie and then the map got nuked. So that was part 1 of the event. Then they shut down fucking Warzone, so you couldn't even play Warzone. So people that don't give a fuck about playing Call of Duty but only play Warzone for Warzone, they couldn't even play Warzone. Then so that was like that for like 12 hours or some shit. Then today, or 24 hours. Then today they opened it back up and we're like, oh, you can play Warzone, but it's on a crunched in map where it's only 40 people and it's like this like hybrid fucking Warzone meets like the regular, like you could, instead of having the gulag, like you just had to survive long enough to be and your team would come back after a certain amount of time or whatever. And then that was it. And then the final big reveal for this event, right? The big change, everything was gonna be different. So change. All they did was take the exact same map, slap a skin on it, and change like a small amount of areas. But essentially, it is the same fucking map with a new skin. Nothing different. It's not, and I'm not talking like Fortnite different where they blow half the map off or whatever else. I'm talking same fucking map, just a different skin on it, and that's it. Like, I, I
And they
it is
probably
the
still have never dealt with the hackers in that game.
no,
Put all
no,
their effort into this and it's
no,
lame.
they don't. Like the that is the epitome of what Activision Blizzard is now. It is the most laziest fucking form of bullshit video game coding and management and decision making I have ever fucking seen.
The
Like
truck turned.
that's crazy. You know
That's
what I
it.
mean? Like it's just crazy. I don't know. That's it. That's the nail in the fucking coffin for me of being like, this is you showing your true colors. You don't give a shit. You are there just to pump and churn out bullshit. And isn't is Activision owned by Tencent or no? They're not owned by Tencent, right?
No, they're
They
partnered
should
with
be.
Tencent in a lot of stuff.
They should be. They should just let Tencent buy fucking Activision because that's exactly what it is. It is just this this churning bullshit company that just churns out crap, doesn't give a fuck.
I do think that it has a decent amount of stock though. Like Tencent owns a good bit of it,
Yeah, well, it doesn't surprise
or at
me.
least some. Yeah.
It is just this fucking laundry mill of crap. So,
Rip.
Bill, what's your thoughts, bud? You feel you look
Bill was
Bill's just
falling
like, "I
asleep
don't
over
give a
there.
fuck."
Yeah.
I don't play Warzone. I
Wake
don't
up,
give a shit
Billy!
about.
I don't
I don't.
blame you.
I don't play anything Blizzard related. I played a little bit of Overwatch, got bored of that. Played a little bit of Call of Duty, got bored with that. Never played WoW more than I think 3 hours total. So I have no investment in the company as a whole. I
Yeah.
think people jumping
about-
ship's probably the right move because Activision's garbage. But
About
Yep.
how I
Yep.
feel about when you guys start talking about Dead by Daylight. I'm just like,
Oh, by the way, Dead by
fucking
Daylight,
check
they
it
are
out.
doing
Oh
a,
god, no.
no, Resident Evil fucking crossover. I'm
Yeah.
excited for that.
That
I'm
seems
they
excited.
cool.
haven't announced any specifics with it, but I've got high hopes with it.
What May 4th, right? Isn't that the date that we're supposed to get it? I think.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
I'm excited
I
about
should
it.
not have said anything.
Oh, all right. I'm gonna see how good you guys' memories are. By the way, get questions ready because we're coming up to the very end. But I want to see your guys' memory. I asked you guys to remember something that we talked about in the very beginning, which was that Twitch is a company that is a live streaming service that is predicated and pretty much video game related. So, right? Okay, cool.
Yep.
I want to know what your guys' thoughts are about video game companies playing and putting their 2 cents and their fucking whatever, thoughts, opinions, and or money and or social, feelings out there when it comes to politics. And we don't have to go, we're not going to go in depth in like left and right. I don't give a fuck whether it's left or right. What are your guys' opinions on it?
I think if you're a business, you have the right to do whatever you want to do and then suffer the repercussions that happen from that. I
Okay.
think if you're an independent entity and you want to make some statement one way or the other, then yeah, you can do it, but don't be upset when a portion of your consumer base doesn't agree and or stops doing whatever because of what you have said.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm in agreement with Bill there. But to me personally, I can give a shit less. I don't care. They can say whatever they want. I don't think it's really gonna change my mind unless it's drastic, but I really don't care. They can say whatever they want. But yeah, like Bill said, is if they're gonna see consequences and repercussions, then that's just gonna happen. That's just what they gotta do.
Okay. Nigma?
Yeah, I mean, I'm
I
I'm
don't
with them.
I don't like it. I think that should all be separated. I just want to make that point clear. Like
Yeah.
in my perfect world, if you're a video game company, you stick in your fucking lane. But if you want to go out there and do some virtue signaling bullshit one way or the other, then more power to you. You're gonna lose more people than you gain, I figure, but
Probably.
whatever.
Yeah, I'm of the same thing. Is like I don't care if they do it. It annoys me to the point where I'm like, I don't understand why you have to make up, why, and it's not even like a specific companies. Like it's just the fact of the matter that it's become like the new niche thing where you know companies have to push out these virtue signaling and or they feel like they're forced to take a stance on political agendas and or left or right leaning doesn't really matter. I think that left or right leaning, you should shut the fuck up and stay in your lane. If you're a gaming company, shut the fuck up and stay in your gaming lane. If you're a fucking ice cream company, worry about making ice cream cones. Like you shouldn't have an opinion on the political stances of other people.
So my stance on this and my issue, and I don't want to shine light on. I think Enigma. I think you know what I'm talking about. For one,
I know what you're talking about too.
but there's also a secondary thing that I don't know if the other people are talking about. There's something that happened in Texas, and uh, what pisses me off about this is that what happened in Texas is basically a fucking hostage negotiation. Essentially, it is a temper tantrum, like fucking bullshit thing of saying if you don't give me what I want and you don't like what I'm doing, I'm fucking leaving. Then great, pack your shit and get the fuck out. To be 100% honest, this company that was fucking saying it is a has gone on record. We all know is kind of has a shithole CEO anyway. Pack your shit and get the fuck out. Like pack your shit and get the fuck out if that's the way that you're gonna be. If you're gonna fucking hold anybody hostage because they're not gonna give you what you want, and and this was a political side, right? And whatever else. And again, I'm not gonna go into like the topic. You can look it up if you want or whatever. But the fact of it was that they were saying like if you don't do this and if you don't start changing your ways then we're leaving. Well, okay, leave. And then the other side of it is seeing stuff that has transpired over this last week with certain things that have happened. I know I'm going to be vague, but I'm trying to be vague. I'm not trying to get into the nitty gritty of what it was, but the fact of the matter of saying that a company that has looking at Twitch has so much bullshit already going on with it. Whether it's YouTube, whether it's Twitch, whether it's whatever company it is, has so much already garbage going on with it that you're going to go out there and then basically make a comment saying, thank God this happened or whatever else that this happened, but yet through nothing else has like promoted, pushed, or tried to help in these type of things, like push the human race in a better direction. It comes off as you fucking doing nothing more than a cash grab. It's you doing nothing more than
That's
trying
what
to
you're signaling.
ride the fucking train or whatever else and get people to be like, yeah, yeah, yeah. Like that's crap. That's 100% crap. Like, you know what? And it took me a while to understand why companies should not go out there and do that. And for a long time I was like, wait a minute, this is big stuff like, happening in the world. These companies should stand up and say something. And now looking at it, I understand being like, you know what? No, like the world has got enough fucking people out there doing that on social media or whatever else. You need to fucking like be the other side. Just keep your mouth shut. Go over there, do your thing. And if that's how you personally feel, fuck it. That's how you personally feel. But you like if you want to roll the dice and throw that shit on Twitter, that's on you. But like I can tell you, I work for a company, and if I personally go out there on my Twitter account that shows that I work for this company and I were to say some shit like what was said, even though it wasn't crazy stuff, but if I said the shit that this one company said in Texas, and if I said the shit that was being said on social media by some of these gaming companies, I could get fired. Like I legitimately could get terminated for that. So why is that allowed? Like I don't know. It really fucking frustrates me to see that. And it's not just gaming companies. There's a bunch of companies that do this shit, but they ride this wave of fucking being like cheerleaders for campaigns when it's convenient to be cheerleaders for something. And I don't know. It just that thing in Texas really pissed me off. I really wish we could go into it. We can't, and I don't want to, and I know that the rest of you guys don't want to.
Yeah, I
But
just
I
don't
would
know enough about what's going on, but
go and look at it, and we can dialogue after the fact.
after
If
the fact, yeah, like fill me in.
anybody wants to dialogue with me, please, you can join my Discord. We can chat about it offline or whatever else. But go and read up about that. That shit in Texas is a fucking, to me, is 100% travesty. And honest to God, that company should be fucked. Like, I don't know, man. I don't know.
It's okay, Sin.
I'm
They're
glad you got
they're
your
there.
rants in, and
Dude,
Yeah,
sorry.
he needed it. He needed to get it out after these 2 weeks.
Annoying. Like it's fucking shit to be
Yeah.
100% honest. Like, and it's not necessarily what they're fighting, what they're fighting for or not fighting for. It's the way they went about it. Like you can have your opinions, whatever, but if you're gonna fucking act like a perpetuant little 2-year-old piece of shit, then you're gonna be treated like a perpetuant little 2-year-old piece of shit. You should be locked in your room and fucking told to shut up until you grow up and be an adult, learn some manners, then you can come out. If you don't, good. Go back in your room and fucking pout in there. Nobody wants to see you. Go away. Go the fuck away. So
Word.
anyway, so I don't get to stream. So this is my time to like get.
are we good now?
Yeah,
We're
did you
good.
get it all out? Anything left?
I
Ah, you're good. You're good.
have plenty of rage. Trust me. I can go
We
on.
know. No, we know. Don't get us wrong.
Sin is the epitome of toxic gamer right
Yeah.
now.
Oh man, yeah. No, don't get me
So
started on
much
that.
rage
I,
built
I
up.
got I got some fucking words
All
for
right,
that one.
Rainbow Six, BDO. Just throw out everything at him.
Kingdom Hearts.
Oh yeah, how could I forget?
Questions? Anybody got questions? Questions come across? No? Yes? Maybe so?
We'll take it.
I don't see any. No.
No? Okay.
Mm,
Well, I think that maybe we actually may end on time then.
is Bill
Hell
really
yeah.
under the ocean?
Hell yeah.
Hell.
Oh, that
Told
must
you
be
he's a child of Poseidon.
Only on Scruffy stream though.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
And
I-
on yours, I think you're in a Dark Souls world, right?
Yeah.
Cool.
on mine. You're on a green screen. So,
Whoa, wait, what? No, 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 no.
I've sent you images.
Exposed.
You won't add them.
It's one click.
absolutely not. You know what? You and that other company in
No,
Texas.
no.
can go
Sin's gonna put himself behind Bill.
Yeah, the two of them.
Yeah. Just
No.
tickle his head or whatever. His little fluff, his new hair.
Coochie coochie coochie.
Anybody else? No, nothing. Going once, going twice. Anything?
I
No.
think we're good.
No. Okay. Well, you guys want
That's
to?
that's a
I
wrap.
feel weird. We want to go off topic. Like, let's talk about something else. What else do you guys want to talk about?
Anime?
I think that whole last 10 minutes was a little off topic personally.
No, absolutely not. It was definitely on topic. All right, guys. Well, that is it then for the show. Episode 33 is in the books. It was a great show. I had a great time.
Yeah.
And hopefully, chat, you guys did too. Thank you to our hosts, Scruffy, Enigma, and Bill,
Yeah.
for always being here and hanging out.
Yeah.
I know that these things seem like we are like come together and like have all of our ducks in a row. We fucking really don't. Like, I'm gonna tell you right now, man. There's so many times like 45 minutes before the show, we're like, topics. But they always
To my dismay, unfortunately, that is actually true.
yeah,
Panicking to make the list.
but well, sometimes it's hard, man.
Even after I ask about a week in advance to put in fucking topics.
This, to be fair, this has been a slow couple
It
weeks.
has.
It has
This
been.
one
There
was
really
a-
has
this one
not
was
been
a slow
going
one.
on.
Yeah,
The
I don't
last
know
one
I don't know
too.
what's going on or what, but yeah, the last couple have been kind of slow on
Damn,
topics. But
I didn't have another topic to talk about E3, but we'll fucking maybe we'll talk about that next week. Next episode, that's fine.
we can talk about it next week.
Yeah.
There's some news with E3 that's
And
been
maybe
crazy.
maybe with another week like this, if it ever happens, we might throw in a movie cast or something. I think that would be a fun idea.
Movie
I'm
cast
just saying
or-
we want to
Or the
talk
conflict
about
cast.
Yeah.
we want to talk about some fucking Overlord and some anime.
Dude, Me and Enigma can get down with
I
that.
can't
Like,
talk shit about anime. I don't know anything about anime.
I think we should have an anime podcast from now on, boys.
yeah, I think so.
I guess I'm out.
Called the pre-Weebcast.
Oh yeah.
I'm good. I can't. I can't. I don't know anything about it. I don't know shit about any anime.
Didn't you do an anime or a manga podcast at
I
one
was
point?
invited on and I fucking read it. I read the manga and that I enjoyed
Wait.
it, but I wasn't like
What?
I've got to suck my
When
soul.
did this happen?
What are you
It
talking
was back a while ago. He got
Like
invited on
about? Here.
got
So,
invited on like Manga Cast or something like that with Dodger, wasn't it? Like Dodger and
yeah, it was.
couple
I mean,
other
it's a big deal, and I'm like, I don't
That's
know how
cool.
the fuck I got invited to this. Like, I am the farthest from like.
They wanted a noob's perspective on manga.
So one of my followers, Lou, invited me on the show, and I mean, I'm not gonna be a dick and be like, I don't know, but like, and again, I enjoyed the manga, but like, I don't know shit about.
What was it? I was
what
just curious.
What manga was it?
Dang it! I'm actually curious.
It.
Come
Like,
on.
Kamui.
Was it some kind of like
Was it Golden Time?
No, it was
No,
golden.
it
It was about a dude that was in World
was
War.
like cooking, wasn't it?
No, it was like
It
World
was
War.
about cooking.
No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. It was about a guy from like World War One, World War Two, and he had like he was the unkillable or invincible Kamui or some shit or Kama. I don't know. Look, man, I don't know, dude.
It shows you how much you know.
I've been recommended anime too. You guys are asking me like anime, like what I should watch, and I have had people tell me all the time, like you need to go watch fucking Attack on Titan. Like Attack on Titan. will
No,
suck you in.
there.
You know,
Yeah.
You need to watch Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood.
I've so been told that. I've tried Full Metal Alchemist. Like my anime.
Did you try Full Metal Alchemist or Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood?
Brotherhood's the way.
Alchemist?
You want to try Brotherhood. Alchemist is garbage of an anime.
Oh my god.
I didn't watch it, but I know Brotherhood's still one of the-
Brotherhood
It's good.
follows the manga
Brotherhood is great.
significantly closer
Yeah.
than what
It's also
the
far
original
less
Full Metal.
confusing. The original Full Metal Alchemist was just like all over the fucking place.
Yeah.
Whereas like
yeah.
Brotherhood, they actually
Brotherhood
took
is
it and were like
significant.
episode after episode after episode. It followed the story pretty progressively.
I'm trying to think of an anime that someone would like, and I'm personally not like too big into SAO, but I feel like SAO might be up Sin's alley. I
All
feel
right, we're
like
gonna do- hold on.
I'm not giving him SAO as the
n-
first fucking.
wait a
anime.
minute.
no, dude. I don't think SAO is a bad intro to anime.
Okay, hold on one second. So here's what we're gonna do. You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna do something that we've never done before. We're gonna do something. We're gonna do an after show for a little bit right now. An after show. So you're gonna hear the ending music. If you want to stay around and talk about anime and whatever this is that we're about to do, stick around. No, hey, it was nice seeing you guys. Thank you guys for being here. Episode 34 will be up in 2 weeks, and we'll be out there live doing our normal video game stuff. Again, exclamation mark podcasts in the show and all of the chats. You can chat with us live. You can get the link to Spotify. You can get the link to YouTube. Have a great time. You're gonna see the ending stream pop up, and then we're gonna come right back with the after show if you want to stick around. So
Let's do it.
if you're here just for the regular
Deuces.
show.
Whatever.
You guys have a phenomenal night. Well, I can't even fucking get my things right. I'm so goddamn flustered. All
This
right,
is
we'll
gonna
talk
be good.